When curiosity asks, what's across the street? And monotony says, that's not the plan. Exploration says, it is now.
Bonjour tout le monde. Welcome. CEC Youth Bouldering Nationals presented by the Bloc Shop. Pete Woods here with Phil Lantier. We had an exciting semifinal round this morning. We're going to recap it for you real quick. First two climbers are coming out for Youth A. That's going to be Jake Goodman and Grace Wininger. Let me just run down what happened this morning. Advancing to finals, UC girls, Madeline Taylor, Alexandre Royer, Alex Savanier, Jill Couture, Jacqueline Ho, Taylor Galloway, and Evangelina Briggs. Youth C boys advancing to finals tomorrow. Nathaniel Smith, Lachlan Radstack, Adam Edwards, Nathan Cito, Zach Hammer, Cole McLeod, Vale Everett, Augustine Chi, and Emmanuel De Rima. We just get our first look at the start of the Youth A boys boulder number 1. From Youth B boys this morning, advancing to finals, Joseph Gray, Ian Tan, Dylan Lee, TJ Foley, Connor Jones, and Oscar Baudrin. And Youth B girls getting on to finals tomorrow, Sloan Smith, Leah Latour, Sydney Park, Emmy Takashiba, Tula Shurkat, Mateja Vukovic, and Nora Chi. And that's going to bring us live. Phil, what do we got?
Well, we got Grace Wininger and Jake Goodman out on boulders number 1. And so for the time being, just those two climbers out on these boulders. And yeah, some exciting, really diverse boulders that we've got in front of us, Pete, for this semifinal round.
They are real, real good. Phil and I, of course, went and looked at them all up close. Saw a little bit of forerunning, a little bit of tweaking. These boulders are spicy. We're playing with the big kids now. So Youth A and juniors, oldest two categories of youth, and they get to set a little bit harder for these guys. They're more seasoned competitors. They're a little more mentally able to handle getting hit with really hard boulders. So we're definitely going to see about the same level of excitement as you saw this morning, but expect the boulders to be a little more complicated and maybe a little bit harder. And they look good. So we're in for a long ride. We'll be here for a few hours. I think we're probably looking at about 4 hours to get through the round. But come hang out with us. Get on the couch. It's Sunday afternoon. What else are you going to do? Let's watch Youth Bouldering Nationals.
Exactly. So, you know, before we get too ahead of ourselves, we'd like to thank our sponsors, without whom this excellent event here at Bloc Shop wouldn't be possible. So we've got the MEC, Mountain Equipment Co-op, which is the title series sponsor for the CEC this year. We've got the event partner, which is the North Face, La Ville de Montreal, On-Site, Simple Volumes, Flashed, La Sportiva, Black Diamond, Digit Climbing, and Mad Rock. So thanks to all these sponsors, and yeah, sit back, enjoy the show.
Exactly, and you get a good look right there of Grace. The first move on the first boulder out of ISO is coordination. So you got to get up and over, and the stick on the hold, it's a guarded hold on top of that small dimension volume. You got to get your foot out right away on the big dimension volume in order to stop that swing through.
Yeah, exactly. And also just note the way she has to swing outwards. The volume, the edge of the volume is sort of impeding a bit of the of biting into that volume. So it's a bit unstable. You have to trust your feet a lot more. They're not exactly pushing in the right direction. So yeah, a bit of coordination, and then after that you got to get yourself settled. Because it gets a lot more static and technical.
Oh, and she sticks it. You can see on the left of your screen there while we're watching Jake work his way through these offset half circles. Bit of a layback. Grace getting composed.
Yeah, so we can get a sense of both climbers right now.
Jake Goodman looking like he might get a top out of this thing.
And he's got a bit of a choice to do. Is he going?
Oh, no.
Decides to go left-handed.
And you can see there's just no feet on the side of that half moon volume. And as he was going to stand up, Slid right down.
Right. 16 seconds to go, so it's safe to say that was our last attempt. So no tops so far.
All right, Trevor Shayak for the gentlemen and Sophie Nguyen for the ladies. And for the time being, nobody on Boulder 2. As you know, if you've watched some comps before, it takes a little bit of time for us to get ramped up, get boulders on all 4 problems. But once we're in the heat of it, there'll be 8 climbers going through the whole middle of this competition, so there will be lots to look at. So the beginning of this boulder, really interesting. Big press move. That the volume is a really good foot here, but the angles are awkward. As you can see, it's not just a step and go. There's a little bit of help on the way. Mobility is going to help you out here.
Yeah.
What do your hips look like?
Allez, Anne-Sophie. Elle a réussi à toucher la prise qui est en fait bloquée. Il y a une autre prise qui est vissée par-dessus la réglette qu'elle doit prendre. Alors, il faut avoir quand même assez de précision ici.
Mais elle est une peu tentative.
Oui, c'est sûr qu'elle
elle
va devoir y mettre un peu plus d'énergie pour transférer son poids par là-bas. Et aussi, on remarque que ça serait peut-être utile de placer le pied droit sur le volume un petit peu plus à droite pour être en mesure de contrôler l'élan.
Exactement. This is the type of boulder, the women's first boulder here, where you are going to immediately get separation just by the number of attempts it takes to work out the move. So this is a learned movement. It's a good route setting tool, which is most people won't do this move first try. Some of the climbers probably will, but for the most part, you need to learn the amount of momentum. You need to learn how hard to push. You need to learn where the swing is, when to put your foot on. So 3, 4, 5 tries, really without a lot of effort, all of a sudden you've gained an interesting bit of separation just by forcing these climbers to figure out what they need to do. Even though they see the sequence, you got to solve what it feels like to go and do it. Knees down.
So the judge advising Trevor on the proper start.
Really advising Trevor on the proper start.
So 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go for these 2 climbers.
Trevor's got some fans down through the live stream here. Well, at least 2.
Yeah, that's good.
2 is, you know, a considerable.
But 2 very good fans. So,
exactly.
You know, that's better.
Counts for 4, really.
Right. Yeah, we're seeing Anne-Sophie. She's a bit hesitant, not necessarily committing to that hold to the right. I mean, it's a bit blind from where you're starting, so we got to keep that in mind for them.
It's sometimes it's enough to get a hand on a hold, and as you swing by, you can close down and control your movement. But this is the kind of move where you got to go strong, so you got to be already thinking about how you want to bend your arm, how you want to close your hand as you're sticking that thing. There's no time to hit it and adjust on the fly by. It's the bemused smile of, I still have another minute and change of trying this move. Eventually, you think it's time to walk away, but you're not really losing a lot of gas. And every little bit of progression leads you to think that, hey, if I stick that, I get myself to the zone. And zones matter. Yeah, that's a good point. The judge is mentioning that you can't just touch the start hold. You need to be established. We went through a bit of a phase where people were just very gently toe tapping or finger tapping the start hold or starting foothold. And it just allows too much variance in the judging to say, oh, did you touch it? Did this next climber not touch it? So now they really have to show that they're established on the start holds before they'll let them move on.
So Trevor actually progressing to get the zone hold with his thumb. And that's some progression there, but 20 seconds to go.
He's going to roll up his chalk bag and go have a sit down.
And so on deck, we have Émile Lévesque and Jade Uwazny.
And 5 seconds left, and Sophie is going to take a well-deserved sit-down.
And this will get us to have a first look at Boulder number 2.
Oh my good! Boulder number 2 for the boys is a gem.
Yeah, and it couldn't be more of a contrast with the ladies' Boulder number 2, which is a sort of technical slab test piece. But Boulder number 2 for the guys is a burly, campusy, compression-y.
Yep. All the E's.
That's right.
It's squeezy. Lots of volumes for feet, all different angles the whole way through. Not a lot of extra footholds on that thing, and not a lot of extra handholds. The zone hold on this is a sharply angled volume with no help on it, and you are coming out of a roof, so your feet are behind you. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys manage and see what the ladies do coming up through this left-leaning slab right on the shield slab feature at the Bloc shop.
Here we have a figure 4 by Jake Goodman. I had predicted that.
You did. I won't tell you what Simon Parton said about whether or not climbers would do the figure 4. If you want to know, you can message me on the side. The difference between the figure 4 and the campus. But he's moving quite well, making it look surprisingly more straightforward. So you can see here, volumes for feet, lots of options, which makes you second guess. It makes you think, it makes you hang on maybe longer than you would otherwise. And there you get a good idea of that volume. The spine of a volume is not the most friendly thing. Oh, wonderful. Jade Uwazny making that work.
Yeah, she flagged her right leg out, and it
like
just
way out.
And it just really stopped her momentum. It was really nice.
The second half of this women's boulder, I mean, this is a sort of a tale of two problems stacked into one. So you need to be coordinated and dynamic at the beginning, and then you need to be pretty calm on a committing top out. Again, the feet aren't not very good, and you got to make a couple of substantial reaches while trusting in the slab footwork, which is not the most secure position that you're going to find yourself in on a boulder problem. So you got to get down low to match where the zone is here and then get way out.
So Jake Goodman again.
And the more time he spends swinging around here, he's just going to be powering down. This one's going to take its toll for the rest of the round for these guys. Absolutely. 3 tries on this, you're going to feel that for the next 2 boulders.
Oh, I like his technique here. He was making good use of those 2 triangle volumes that are screwing onto the bigger dimension volume.
Which
and
maybe even screwed onto an even bigger.
That's yeah, it's amazing.
It's construction over here.
Remember the
wedding
cakes?
Yeah.
From the
They were in qualifiers, so those holds showed up. Those big sort of half columns were in qualifiers yesterday.
Yeah.
So they've been making good use of those from after the Bloc Shop Open later last year.
So Grace Winninger getting close to the zone hold on boulder number 2 for the ladies. Let's have a look at that. Yeah.
So good enough to have no hands, but still difficult to move through.
Yeah.
So you're going to kind of go over your head here to a thumb catch. And by the time you turn your head down, it becomes a bit of a blind movement, I think.
1 minute to go, and here we go. Jake Goodman showing us his preferred technique for the first move. We'll probably see other people campusing that.
I think we might. You can just see that as he, oh, that's good there. Getting up high on that volume in that reverse grip. So he's going to walk away from that. 15 seconds to go. Well established on the bonus, but no tops yet. And Grace, I don't think she got the bonus in her tries there. Got very close to it.
No.
But not quite enough.
And so for the ladies, we have Kaylee Mutter. And for the guys, we have Adam Garcia coming out on boulder number 1.
And that gives us Trevor and Anne-Sophie on their second boulder of the round. Trevor going sort of heel-hand match, which is essentially campusing. You don't get a lot of help from that heel, I don't think. And Sophie wants to get about inches taller, I think, is what she's hoping right now.
Yeah.
So that left hand down low feels good. You get established. That foothold that you see on that third volume along the lip is really quite good. And it's tempting to go get it with your hand, but then you end up staying quite low.
Yeah, she's got a good technique here, switching her
look at that
approach.
Kind of going a little bit backwards.
Yeah, that's good technique by Anne-Sophie. C'est très bien joué. Alors, voyons si elle est capable de se rendre à la zone.
What it takes here is a committing move to lift your right foot off. So you got to go to the zone, and you're going to have no right foot in contact. Then you have to control what's going to become a slow barn door. So you got to believe on slab that the one foot that you've got is going to keep you where you need to be. Sometimes it's not always enough, but you do have to believe. That's how we get started.
So we just saw Kaylee just peeling off of that first hold after the dyno.
2 minutes worth of that so far for her.
It's coming up a bit
She's
short.
she's just got to get a bit farther. Meanwhile, Trevor doing a lot of arm bending.
Not uninteresting technique there.
Yeah, try to come underneath, really, to see if you could cup the bottom of that, and maybe that would give him the purchase he needs to hang on and move on. I think you're going to see the boys trying a multitude of hand sequences through there once they've stuck the zone hold. See what feels best. You learn a bit from every attempt. So every attempt in a comp, these climbers are going to come away with information. So you might fall off the boulder, but now you know how good the foothold is. Now you know how good that handhold is, and you apply that to the next try and the next try. So even falls in a comp, you should be taking something away every single time. Whether it's a change in technique, whether you think you need to squeeze a little bit harder, that information that comes from the attempt is super valuable. It's about how you process it. So unless you're flashing everything, you've got to learn from your mistakes in 5 minutes or less.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's
Sophie's
great.
Controlling the zone. Amazing. Now there's a bit of a committing move here. And there you go. Bravo, Anne-Sophie. With a minute to spare, so that's a minute of resting that she's earned.
That's really good. And she just committed to that movement and slowed everything down. And that's a really good top.
Ouais, Anne-Sophie nous a montré c'est quoi comment est-ce qu'on fait pour apprendre d'un essai à l'autre. La première tentative était infructueuse. Elle n'avait pas vraiment trouvé la bonne méthode pour monter son pied gauche. Et on voit que essai après essai, elle progressait. Elle trouvait une nouvelle façon de résoudre le problème. Fait que ça, bravo à elle d'avoir persévéré. C'est un très bel exemple de ça.
I see a comment here, Kristen. What you're going to notice as we have 8 climbers going on at all times, is we're going to try and get you the most interesting things that are going at all times. So I promise you there's no skewing of what we're focusing on from one category to the next. We're going to get you everything we can get you. If someone's topping a boulder, we're going to try and show you. If someone's working hard on a boulder, we're going to try and show you. So rest assured that we always strive to give equal billing across all categories. All these athletes are equally represented, so they all get the same amount of screen time. So we're moving on. We're going to get our first look at boulders number 3 from Jake and Grace. And then we welcome Ryan Thompson and Lily Meluso out of ISO for their first try. So the boys' third boulder here is an interesting sort of slab, not slab. All the handholds are on the underside of that slab wall, and then the finish is just overhanging. Kind of skirts the slab.
Yeah, and it's tenuous because it's practically just a vertical foot smear that you see Jake attempting with his right foot, and so you need to be very, very secure in your movements.
Exactly, and you'll notice that the hold, you can see the brush on just on the corner of your screen, and then the zone hold are they're flat. So it's going to be an opposition type of move with not a lot to grab onto other than the flat edges of those holds.
Donc sur le bloc numéro 2 ici, on a Émile Lévesque. Émile qui est rendu à la prise zone et qui tente d'utiliser un crochet de pointe pour favoriser son transfert vers la droite. Et jusqu'à présent, c'est la séquence qui a donné du fil à retordre à tous nos grimpeurs.
And he did try to bump past it to get a little opposition on the outside of that. It looked like it was a really long reach. I'd be curious to see if he tries that again or not. As we watch Lily line up the start of this boulder. Do I have to jump?
Must I really jump?
Must I really jump? Is this what they've done to me right out of isolation?
It is.
Yes, it is. Oh, there you go. Very nice. And this transition, got to trust some terrible feet. And you got to get low here. This match is not going to be easy. Interesting. You just watch their feet are going to skate around like crazy on this boulder. It looks like she's lining up the top.
Yeah, it does. I'm pretty certain that the root setter sequence has them actually
going
having
right.
A bit of a down climb to the right, keeping your feet low on that volume, and then getting a sort of a smear or a press out on that hold, a bigger hold to the right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Allez, Émile.
Gets the flip.
Yeah.
So much energy expended here. Not to mention that sliding off volumes is not friendly for the skin. Will eventually affect you through the round.
So Grace here being one of the first to, actually the first to experiment this really long sort of roof traverse. You know, we lined up the moves, Pete and I, a bit earlier, and we just noticed how far they were from one another. So, you know,
correct.
That is some traveling movement that you need to do.
Correct.
1 minute to go.
Lily moving through, back up to the, and then it looked like she just sort of walked away from that as she was sliding off and elected not to waste the energy to try and stay on. And Jade.
So interesting sequence for Grace on problem 3, and Jake still having trouble getting to the zone. It looks so close, but it's deceptively hard.
Yeah, we can't really stress enough that big triangular volume you see right in the middle of boulder number 3 for the men is on a horrible angle in order to get over to the zone. Hey, Tiff, how's it going? Tiff Melius, long-standing competitor in Canada and in her home country of Australia. More light on the first boulders. That I can't help you with. We're one too many steps removed from being able to get more light. If Fred walks by, we'll mention it, but we might just have to deal with what we got for now.
And so on problem number 1, we've got Jeppe Lund. And on number 1 for the ladies, we've got Geneviève Phipps.
And we'll see what Anne-Sophie can do on boulder number 3 while we... And Trevor.
So that's Adam Garcia having his first foray onto boulder number 2 and just not quite getting to that crimp. It is a big sort of burly move to start with.
Yeah, you got to bend your arms. Maria Chalkova. I'm guessing that Maria C is Maria Chalkova. Maria, how you doing? Another long-time open-level competitor from the West Coast. Glad you guys are tuning in to watch the next generation. So it's cool to see past competitors and current open-level competitors watching the youth climb because, you know, this is the future. So this is what we do. Charles, the juniors start later.
Right.
If you go to the CEC event page, you will see the start times for all the categories. So it'll be about 2 hours from now. I don't have it right in front of me. But if you go to the CEC website, Climbing Escalade Canada, you'll find the link to the event, and then you'll see the start times for all the rounds, and they will split it out for you. Sweet. Hi, Maria. Hope you're doing well. Watching these guys work hard, watching these ladies work hard on these boulders. Because right now they are working hard. Lots of swinging around. Lots of this interesting left foot toe hook under there. And so looked good for a minute.
That was interesting what Adam Garcia was trying because we also saw Emile Lévesque try it. Is once they've got their right hand on the zone hold on problem number 2, is he was trying to reach up with an undercurling move to go all the way out right. And that, it looked promising. I mean, obviously from here, everything can seem more possible. But
nice stick from Geneviève. There we go. This is what you're getting a look at is exactly what you should be doing to transition through here. Nice work from Geneviève to read that right away.
C'est la séquence telle que imaginée par les ouvreurs. Donc, essayons de voir s'il est capable de poursuivre sur sa lancée.
Juste la friction pour les pieds ici. Mais regarde ça.
Oh, wow.
Oh, c'était flexible. Oh! Elle a presque réussi avec la shoulder press.
Ouais. Elle a démontré la force de ses épaules puis l'amplitude.
Exactement.
Qu'elle a au niveau de sa flexibilité des hanches, mais en tout cas.
Ultimately unsuccessful, but no less exciting. Just trying absolutely everything.
Adam Garcia is experimenting.
I think he's had his feet on every single angle of every volume trying to find that solution. And what the root setters have done is given him 4 minutes of hanging on his arms. And then you call into boulder number 3, where you've got to be strong and compressing.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see the boulders in that order. First boulder doesn't really burn you out too much. Second one is going to take a lot from you. All right, boulders number 4. So Grace and Jake with their last boulder of the round. It goes so fast. Yeah, right now everything is on schedule, so the times should be accurate as they are, barring any technicals or issues in the round itself. We will run as they are.
So far, so good. Donc, sur le bloc numéro 1, on accueille Hugo Dorval et Alicia Bertrand.
Trevor did not get to the zone. If you're asking,
On
and you
problem
are.
3. On problem 3, yeah. Ryan Thompson on problem number 2.
We're going to get a good look at the starting feet on this boulder number 4. Those volumes present as nearly vertical to the climber. So there is, as you're going to watch, Grace will end up slipping a few times. There is, I mean, you have to put almost everything you have into the compression of the start holds. You can't put too much weight on your feet or you'll slide straight down. So the angles are just really, really, really hard on the start of this boulder number 4 for the women. Crowd starting to grow a little bit in here. It's a good shot of the people scooching up to see what's going on.
So nice sequence here on problem number 2 for Lily Meluso.
Just getting to the top of that volume. That's the help you need. Ooh, that's the right idea. Dynamic but slow, which is an interesting contradiction in climbing terms.
Ryan Thompson bumping out right, and he would seem to have the wingspan to do that.
I'm just gonna, as we caught that shot there, that man has got a large wingspan.
Yeah,
he's got some reach. Here's a good look at men's number 4. This boulder is gnarly. So you see here, it's either a 1-2 or a double Gaston kind of press out of the start. Again, it's going to take quite a bit of gas, and they've given them no help on the feet. So this is, I mean, we could dub this the footless round. They're making these guys use their arms. Not counting the slab here.
Just
Close.
didn't get enough weight over her left foot there, her Lily Meluso. Meanwhile, here we see, on voit Émile Lévesque, en fait.
Looking for any type of friction.
Yeah.
Oh, if we go... so we just...
Hugo Dorval qui vient de...
réussi le premier bloc.
Ouais, bloc numéro 1 réussi pour Hugo. Alors...
la première Jean.
Oui, en fait, c'est le premier top qu'on voit du côté de ces demi-finales.
Oh. So Grace getting up high, solving the beginning, getting through the bonus, and then just not having enough in the shoulders. She's going to give it one more try. 20 seconds to go. That's how you want to finish your round. He's go
Come
out
on,
swinging.
Grace. Solid, come on.
It's actually might be
10 seconds
I was
left.
gonna say, it climbs quickly, that boulder. You know, with 20 seconds to go, that's enough to get up that thing.
Yeah.
Good round from Grace. Let us out. Folin Schaefer and Stephanie Chow are your next two climbers coming out. That gives us Geneviève Antou along with, is it Yeppe?
Yeah, Yeppe Lund.
And then Adam Garcia, Kaylee Mutter. And over here on the far left for us, Trevor Shayak and Anne-Sophie Nguyen. Stephanie Chow is a veteran, if you can be a veteran by the time you're in Youth A. Been competing, I think, through all age categories, as many of these climbers have. Oh.
Yeah, Trevor getting his foot high up, his right foot up, and it looked promising for him to press into that zone hold.
It absolutely did.
He's been the closest so far. Whoa. That was a pretty good spill for Yeppe.
Yeah, you're going to get just the angles of that problem are going to have people coming off all over the place. Land on your back. Hopefully no one lands on their head.
Yeah, and here we see Adam Garcia on boulder number 3. So that's just a lot of core intensive, smearing for your right foot on that first hold. And actually, the foothold you get just after that, we both got to see it up close, and it's a dual text nightmare
with
of a small jib.
Little sliver of texture right in the middle, and that's it. So once you see people on boulder 3 getting established on that zone hold, you're going to see them not loving that little tiny green foot that's just by his right elbow right now.
And that's another top on number 1.
Yep. Phelan Schaefer.
That's 2 tops.
Yep. The gentlemen are starting to get it done over there on boulder number 1. Stephanie Chow still trying to get that first move dialed in.
Anne-Sophie making it work. Just slipping while trying to get that zone hold. Bien joué, Anne-Sophie. Il reste 1 minute 40 secondes encore. Alors, c'est pas terminé. Elle nous a déjà démontré sa ténacité sur le bloc numéro 2, justement, où elle a été la seule compétitrice à réussir le bloc.
Oui, jusqu'au moment.
Jusqu'à date, oui, c'est ça. Il reste encore pas mal d'escalade.
C'est vrai, c'est vrai.
So Trevor, he looks like that's taking its toll on the shoulders. So
he's thinking about one more. Maybe just going to say, I don't know that I need to put that much effort into my shoulder.
1 minute to go here. So Stephanie Chow has made it to the zone hold and is navigating the
low traverse.
Yeah.
This hold is pretty good. If you can get to the far side of it, you can create some opposition. And this looks good from her. 35 seconds is enough time to get up this. Just got to commit to swinging that right hand over. Excellent.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Can she get the heel up?
Stressing so hard.
That looks like at full wingspan for Stephanie Chow.
Yeah.
15 seconds to go.
That's going to do it across the board.
Yep.
Yeah, we're seeing about 100% more brushing from the Youth A round than we did from the B's and C's this morning. I think every 10th climber brushed one hold for 10 seconds.
You know, Wolfgang Gulick said that coffee is part of the climbing. And I would say brushing is also a part of the climbing.
Yeah.
At least for me.
And coffee.
And coffee, yeah. It's all part of the climbing.
Good shot.
Excellent. So now we can see Jade getting
stick.
the compression down and eyeing out, just falling on that zone.
So that zone hold, if we stay with this problem for a minute, there's a really good thumb catch on the zone hold. You can see just drifted away. But that's what they're trying to get, is a good thumb catch, so a little bit of accuracy, followed by really, really bad feet.
Hugo Dorval qui est rendu sur la zone du bloc numéro 2.
Et Émile Lévesque ici sur le numéro 4.
Allez, Émile.
Not quite enough. Here we get a good look at Jade sticking that zone hold. So first climber to do that. And then look.
I actually think Grace managed to stick it at least once.
Yeah, at least one time.
One time for your mind. It's a lot of good music here going.
It's true.
And Dr. Steps, the MC in the house, getting the crowd riled up.
Alicia Bertrand not quite getting through up to the zone hold. Emile came up a little bit short, trying to get to this hold right before the bonus, the zone hold.
Oh, trying to bump it.
Yeah. Basically, you throw the kitchen sink and the drawer and maybe the couch at the problem, and you see what works for you. I don't know that he was going to stick that, but in the back of your mind, there's this thought of, I have to try. If it's in your mind that it might be the sequence, you have to try the sequence, and then you can dismiss it, or you can try it next time if it felt like it was going to be close. Oh, we had a little bit of progress. So boulder number 3 is proving to be really quite difficult for this round.
Good progression here for Alicia. Alicia getting the zone.
This is a good shot here. Get a little bit of sports action. Well, Emile tries to double, which is sort of how we read that boulder. Neither of those holds are good enough to stick on their own.
Ici, on voit Hugo Dorval.
The kind of inside-out heel hook.
Qui fait un genre de crochet de talon en opposé.
Look at this. That is some clever footwork. Got a heel hook up behind his thigh.
That gets a creativity award from me. I mean, that's...
Yeah, that was all right. And Emile emptying the tank on boulder 4, even though this is a really hard move. You see what it's going to take to stick that double Gaston. You have to be a little higher. You need to get your shoulders up more so that when you push down with your hands, you're actually getting over them.
Wow, look at this span by Alicia. She's actually sticking that zone hold with her fingertips. That just goes to show how resourceful these climbers are.
And then tried to put her foot kind of behind her shoulders. Well, that's going to do it for boulder number 3. 20 seconds to go. There is a lot of difficult things going on.
This is a good angle shot of Hugo. He's got 13 seconds to go. And that'll be it for him on problem 2.
And that'll be it for Émile for his round. Bien joué, Émile.
Ouais, bravo.
Les blocs sont difficiles, en tout cas.
Mais on donne tout et non, les compétiteurs en sortent certainement avec des apprentissages clés pour leur développement.
Oui. And I mean, really, it's not too cliche to say that they should all be proud of being in the round. I know it's no consolation to someone that doesn't make finals that they should be excited that they were in semis. They know if they think they had a good round or didn't have a good round, but making semifinals at your national championships is absolutely something to be pleased with, something to build on for next year.
Yeah, it's a stepping stone. I mean, these athletes can come back next year. Maybe they'll step up a category, but they're developing themselves, and, you know, they can even continue to progress once they're actually off the youth circuit and, you know, as an adult. So
yeah. And this is a heavy-hitting round in both age categories. So coming up on the top of this, you're going to see Lily Trottier, you're going to see Indiana Chapman, you're going to see Paige Boklaszuk. Those are some of the perennially top female climbers in any category.
Right, open
usually, as well.
Usually, you know, we see these people in open situations.
Exactly.
So.
And then on the boys' side, you got Brendan Doyle, you have the McNamee brothers, Kinder and Guy, Victor Baudrin. Those guys are also climbing on the open level circuit. So to be in semifinals with these guys, you know the problems are set for them more or less. So you've got to be okay with, you know, really getting worked over on some very hard boulders.
So Geneviève here matches and reaches out to this hold with the left hand first, which is interesting.
It is.
But I don't know if that's, let's see.
Yeah, there's nothing doing. So the backside of that green volume that you see is not flat, it's a full triangle. So there's nowhere to hook your toes under there. There's really nothing doing.
And Yeppe is actually one of the first climbers to put his foot on that nasty jib we were talking about, and he doesn't look too pleased to get acquainted with that foothold.
No, he didn't look super excited. Phelan Schaefer, who sent the first boulder, looking really calm on the zone, and just as we say that, he tried to switch it a little bit and ran out of gas. Brielle Zacharias sticking the first move and looking at like she's looking at the top as well.
Wow.
Why not, I suppose? Why not?
Good shot of the big wall here, and this is Adam Garcia on boulder number 4, his last boulder of the round.
It's kind of backwards. This is about the third of the women we've seen do this backwards reach to get established on that foothold.
Yeah,
I can't imagine that's how it was set, but
I think
Stephanie
it is.
Chow making it work.
I think it is how it was set. And you know what? To see so many of these athletes actually recognizing that sequence and doing it really easily just shows how versatile and how creative you got to be. And they train for these situations on the daily, so.
There she goes, sticking the zone. So we had one top in this boulder. Grace or Anne-Sophie, right at the beginning of the round it got topped, and then we've had a bit of a gap.
Yeah, Anne-Sophie Nguyen.
Brielle electing to do the boulder instead of skipping the boulder.
Yeah, and you know, that wingspan is proving to be pretty wide for these competitors.
Yeah, just far enough to make it not comfortable.
Tyler White on problem number 1.
Which has had also a pretty significant lack of success.
Yeah, only 2 climbers so far have topped number 1, and it's been the only boulder topped on the men's side.
Is a fact.
But maybe Phelan here is trying to put a dent in that. 30 seconds to go.
You can see that boulder number 2 for these boys is going to be of diminishing returns. So first try, best try, and then the amount of gas it takes to get through it, you're going to see maybe second try, a little bit of progress. and then probably third, 4 tries, you are slowly losing ground all the way along. 5 seconds to go. Everyone's going to step off. And we're going to welcome Ethan Wyatt and Aspen Hendry to the wall.
Yeah.
Lots of scrubbing going on, lots of brushing. You know, it's interesting, you watch the 5 minutes seems like a relatively long time, right? You can make a pot of coffee in less than 5 minutes. But it disappears very, very quickly. So you come out, you turn around from your chair, the clock is started, you're having a look because you're on site, you start brushing. Most of these climbers will start their first attempt on or around 4.5 minutes to maybe all the way down to 4 minutes. So you've lost 1 minute off the hop. It's crazy how fast that time goes. And now, you know, the 5 minutes turns into 4 minutes of climbing. And then you got to think about the resting.
Yeah. And these are situations which the athletes practice, right? So
yes. Yeah, they actually get down and they do these camps and they do mock competitions and they talk about how to manage their time.
It's interesting, we got about 4 athletes.
Oh my goodness, on boulder number 3 we have a sudden amount of progress from Alicia Bertrand.
Yeah. And actually what I was about to say is you have 4 boulders climbers out there right now with their red shirts. So
yes, you do.
Yeah, Ontario, as we were saying a bit earlier on the other feed, has, you know, the most wins, I think, so far on the circuit. Is that what you were showing, Pete?
No, what I've got is the number out of the top 6 out of qualifiers. Here's a good look at Lily. How many were from each province? So I'm going to pull that up because it's timely that we talk about it. And I really, really, really want to see Alicia Bertrand on that boulder number 3. So if we can scooch back over there when she pulls on, that would be fantastic. There we go. So we'll see what she does to get through here. And just as I say that, with 2 minutes to go. So what we got, if you look at the top 7 from qualifiers, so not counting semis, but from qualifiers, out of Ontario, you have 29 across all categories from Ontario, 6 from Alberta, 4 from Quebec, 12 from BC, and 5 who are extras. So Ontario has somebody in the top 7 in every category. Youth C5, junior, boys and girls, they have 6 and 5. So lots of strong climbers in Ontario qualified at the top of their pool. Whether they get out of semis into finals, of course, is another story. The clock resets on every round. But right now, Ontario producing the strongest juniors at this competition.
Alors, Alicia Bertrand qui fait des très beaux efforts sur le bloc numéro 3 des femmes. Il reste 1 minute 34 encore.
So 1 minute and 5 to go.
Last
on your
efforts,
third boulder,
yeah.
do you try one more time? She looks like she might. She has already established the zone. And I guess she believes. She believes she's going to be able to do it. Lily getting on the bonus. Not able to finish. Last try here for Alicia. She's electing to just slow campus this move. I kind of like it, but then you're left with a really hard pull.
Quite a bit of power from Alicia.
Yeah, made that burly.
20 secondes encore. On voit ici Hugo Dorval sur le bloc numéro 3.
Look, that heel hook looks good. That's as close as anyone has been to stick in the zone. It's good. A lot happened. A lot happened in that 5-minute chunk.
So a quick break to thank our sponsors once again. Mountain Equipment Co-op, which is the CC Title Series sponsor, and one of the big support for the Canadian climbing in general. North Face, La Ville de Montreal, On Site, Simple Volumes, Flashed, La Sportiva, Black Diamond, Digit Climbing, and Mad Rock. So go check out their products. These are, you know, companies that are investing in the sport and making sure that competitors like these have amazing venues and competitions to develop themselves in. So
exactly, providing opportunities, letting these guys shine.
So we got Jackson McDonald making his entry on boulder number 1, and Ruben Tenen as well. Matched that volume
as an undercling
zone volume.
Oh, progress on number 1 from Jackson. A little bit taller, manages to keep that far right heel hook. A lot taller, actually.
All right, so Stephanie Chow here on the zone, getting a nice toe hook in with the left foot. Oh, and that's keeping her close to the wall.
Got to move carefully, but the holds here are relatively good. Get a big heel hook, I think.
Yeah. Allez, Stephanie, let's go. Double heel.
Oh, and that's a relatively good sloper, but not a great sloper. So it's going to be hard to stick if you're not in really tight control. Isabel has asked on the chat here, does anyone know why both Boulder and Sport Nationals are on the East Coast this year? Remember that Lead and Speed is both Open and Youth at the same event. So Open Nationals is on the left side in Alberta this year. And then Youth here in Montreal. And then you've got to pick a side to have Lead and Speed. So there's always going to be 2 comps on the same side of the country. And this year it's Lead and Speed. Last year Lead and Speed was in British Columbia. Open Boulder was in Toronto. And Youth Boulders was in Montreal. So you're always going to have that happen there because there's 3 events and not a lot of climbing gyms in Manitoba. You're going to have left side, right side pretty consistently. We are trying to make it as even as possible for these athletes to not have to travel too many years in a row across the country. We understand, you know, as a federation, as an organization, that it is taxing to go and do that. As we see Tyler White looking really good here.
Really solid here. Oh.
Nice, the most established. And look, you can see there's a little help on the top of this sloper, but it's not going to be, yes.
There you go. Tyler White, first man to top boulder number 2. And actually we got Phelan Schaefer.
Sticking the bonus.
Yeah, this is his 2nd time there. And
just look at his feet.
Yeah.
Skate, 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 skate.
30 seconds to go here.
Sports action all over the place.
Yeah, an exciting bit of climbing here on this round.
Yeah, Stephanie Chow getting back to the same place. 20 seconds to go. Probably not enough, no. And you saw Geneviève just kind of coming off in the front of your screen, and Hepe putting everything he's got into his last try. Just see if we can get to this bonus.
Go, and Geneviève is back at it again.
Running. Really wanted to get a zone there.
Alors bravo Geneviève pour une belle ronde d'escalade.
Absolument. Jusqu'aux dernières minutes.
Jean-François, his theory is that the comps are here because of the poutine. I don't know.
It's a strong argument.
So we're going to welcome Ryan Fanciotti and Lily Dubrowski. C'est le dernier bloc pour Hugo Dorval. Alors, sa dernière chance pour lui d'aller chercher un top.
We get Megan Bokenfour working out how to get to the zone. Oh, and just being strong. Really worked hard to hang on to that.
Wow.
That's really good. Getting that cross in. This is good stuff from Megan. And then you see that heel hook makes it a little bit long. So if you want to keep the heel, you're getting shorted by it on the way to that sloper. But
yeah.
And to release the heel means you are left swinging around on two not very good holds at all.
Alors Aspen Hendry qui est sur bloc numéro 2. Et on a aussi Alicia Bertrand sur le problème numéro 4.
My friend Dallas, old school friend, moved from Calgary to the States quite a few years ago. Actually has a spreadsheet. He broke down all the semifinalists by number, by province, by category. So that's actually good information. Oh, we'll draw on that. Thanks, Dallas. That's appreciated. I love that there are some climbing nerds out there. There's some people doing stats.
Yep.
There's some people making it, trying to add a layer of interest. The statistics are out there. I know that, route setters keep hoard statistics. And I know Andrew Wilson, the Canadian head coach of the program, has got layers and layers and layers of stats that go down to percentage of boulders by style that our World Cup climbers have succeeded on. So we can go back and tell them next year, you were successful on only 30% of the slab boulders you did across all the World Cups this year. That is invaluable information as a coach.
Alors Aspen ici, qui va devoir s'engager dans ce mouvement-là avec un pied gauche assez haut. Elle a opté de faire ça, mais en même temps, elle a une bonne position de repos.
Oui. Gentiment avec les pieds, mais assez fort.
Et c'est ça la difficulté avec cette séquence-là, c'est, selon moi, ça met un petit peu trop de stress sur la jambe gauche.
Oui. Quand c'est pas dynamique du tout, c'est un peu plus difficile. Oh, and this is interesting here. Electing to use that foothold, a little bit of extra help from Hugo.
1 minute encore.
And right away, Aspen is right back into the same position. No time wasted getting back up the start of that boulder. We'll see. I mean, the most success that we saw was from this position to put a right foot up and then just reach over your head. She saved that. I don't know how. But, you can see how much lower it is to put the right foot up.
She's slab savvy.
Yeah. Is that a thing?
I don't know, man. I don't think so, but and if it is a thing, I don't have it.
It's true. It's true. That's it.
So
man, that was a hard. I mean, there's so much going on now that all these climbers are getting about halfway up these boulders. So people are putting in attempts. There's so much effort going on in this gym. It's amazing. It's cool to be here. for sure, because you get to take the whole thing in, and hopefully we can get across to you on the stream here, you know, the level of effort that these climbers are putting in, and we're trying help you understand how difficult, how complex some of the movement is. Gives you perspective on what it takes for these climbers to get to this level at this age. I mean, I don't know what you were doing at 15, 16, 17 years old, but you know, climbing at a national championship is really, really, really to be rewarded for these youth athletes.
I mean, I only started climbing at 23, so I would have loved to have discovered the sport a bit earlier. My injuries in my body would, you know, no, I probably would have injured myself anyway. But anyway, here
we go.
Some really good climbing from Jackson McDonald. Oh, and Jackson had topped problem number 1 really easily, and he's still got 3 minutes and 30 seconds to suss his way up that second boulder.
Yep. We got Ruby Tenen embarking on the slab.
We've got Tyler White, who climbed problem number 2 with relative ease, and he's eyeing that foothold that we were talking about, and he's rather unsure of it.
As he should be.
But you got to commit, and it's a slippery one. That's just what it is.
So we get a good look at Steph Chow, and we pull back a little bit, maybe catch Brielle on problem number 3. Phelan, who's been climbing well, but just not topping boulders, but, you know, putting good movement in all the way through.
Yeah, I agree. Strong efforts from Phelan. Oh, and
Ben Newman. Ben Newman looking real smooth. And Lestin, we'll see what Lestin can do here. I mean, this move is, I don't think that you're going to see anybody doing it first try, even all the way to the top of the field. We're in the top 10 of our semifinalists right now, and they're still going to be getting.
So here's Jackson on his second attempt on this boulder.
Interesting that he went left hand first time. Let's see if he goes right hand this time. He doesn't look happy with his feet.
Oh.
Yeah, you can see both his feet let go just as he was pressing into them.
And yeah, look at Tyler here getting his hand on the zone.
Oh my goodness. Tyler White.
Just dunking it. Yeah.
It looked like he was about to fall off, and then he just
reeled it in.
I mean, just threw for the finish.
That's right.
And just threw those long arms out. I mean, that is a huge wingspan, and I am surprised that he got there. Wow, really, that's a really good effort.
Yeah.
Basically falling off and sending a boulder.
Well done to our cameraman for getting that.
Yep.
It was really a solid effort by Tyler, and the first top on men's number 3.
Absolutely.
And making it 2 tops for Tyler, so really strong round so far from him.
Nice from Ruby. Getting established on the zone.
1 minute to go.
I see somebody's going to bet money on Riley sticking the Dano first try. How much money is the question?
Yeah.
We can't discuss that on the live stream. There's no gambling in
can they
youth
do it on
athletics.
The chat? Oh, Phelan just coming up short, and he's got 30 seconds to, and there he is. He's getting back up on it. It's his last boulder of the round.
Jackson putting in that last-ditch effort as well. Everyone giving one last effort. Brielle and Ruby. 10 seconds is enough time for Ruby to do this.
Oh.
Saves it, but not quite enough. Phelan on his last boulder, so he's just going to go to the buzzer. And he will be tired. Tifno Brielle did not stick it first try, I don't think. And then she didn't get back up to the zone.
So a quick word to thank our sponsors. On va remercier nos commanditaires Donc, le commanditaire principal de la série Climbing Escalade Canada, c'est Mountain Equipment Co-op. On a The North Face, la ville de Montréal, On-Site, Simple Volumes, Flashed, La Sportiva, Black Diamond, Digit Climbing et Mad Rock. Alors, merci à tous ces partenaires d'investir dans le sport, d'investir dans cet événement pour la relève en escalade au Canada.
Absolument. And right off the bat, you see Ethan Wyatt up and into the middle of this boulder in not very much time at all.
Yeah, the guy does his slabs. Oh, just.
And then we see Lil. Oh, tip the dyno. Maybe. That wasn't, we didn't have that on camera for her first try, so I couldn't tell you. You'll have to wait till the results pop up at the end of the round.
Or check Instagram.
Yeah, maybe someone got it. Maybe someone got it on Instagram. Lily Trottier, Jeremy Bolduc. C'est la bloc numéro 1.
Alors,
so there's a misconception occasionally that the first boulder of the round is the quote-unquote easiest boulder. Oh, here's a good look.
Feet first beta here.
At Aspen Hendry going feet first, which we kind of thought might have been one of the ways to do this. A lot less swinging around by the arms and a lot more technique.
Yeah, and a good clue to that kind of beta is the foot that she's got her left foot on.
Exactly.
And she's picked up on that. Good, route reading from Aspen.
Absolutely. Getting onto that zone first try.
Oh, and zone here. The zone from Ethan Wyatt.
Oh.
And now he's got to trust his feet, which happens to be the crux of this problem.
Exactly. Lily embarking on the slab. And Ryan swinging under the bonus. I appreciate that we got favorites, but we can't sort of exclusively show one climber over another. We're trying to bring you what's going on, people who are making progress on the boulders. So
yeah.
We're trying to get everybody some screen time, I assure you.
1 minute and 40 seconds to go on these boulders.
Good progress here from Megan Bokenfour. Dries de Rosa, big long arms.
And Lily Dubrowski trying to reach up with that foot. We've seen other competitors get their left foot up before trying to get that zone.
Yeah, that press is really, really far if you got your left hand down low, for sure. It draws you in, that foothold. It's so good. Once you put your hand on it, it's hard to let go.
Yeah, route setters know this.
Yes, they do. They spend hours tweaking it. Megan, again, that foothold that they're being asked to use, not super helpful. Means you have to put more weight into your arms.
Allez, Ethan, let's go. T'es capable. That's a lot of compression.
Five seconds to go. That is going to do it. Hugo Valence coming out and Riley Galloway. So there's a bet. So let's scooch over to problem one. because somebody has mentioned on the chat that Riley Galloway is going to stick that dyno first try. So let's have a look at boulder number 1, and we'll see what Riley can do.
Yeah, and Hugo, c'est un grimpeur
assez fort.
Oui, assez fort,
assez
qui,
fort.
Qui grimpe à Canyon sur la rive sud ici à Montréal et donc à la Prairie en fait. Et ça va être intéressant de voir sa présence aujourd'hui aux championnats nationaux.
Oui. Le 7e après qualification hier. So Riley very close, but not first try. And look at this.
Oh, and
right away,
wow.
Ben Newman.
Ben Newman, 2 tops in quick fashion.
He's a powerhouse climber. I was surprised to see him that far down. I mean, that far down the field. He was in 9th place, but
he was pacing himself.
Yeah, he's a strong climber.
Oh, Riley getting it done on the second attempt.
Second attempt.
And so, just a quick reminder, no one has topped women's number 1. Many people have gotten to the zone, but the wingspan, the sort of big reach out right has proven difficult. So Riley's getting it done.
Great footwork. You know, that's a choice to go heel or toe there. She sees the press value of getting a toe, but that's a small space. Ha! I'll take it. I will take it. I don't mind a Toronto beer.
There are worse things.
There are worse things.
So Brielle Zacharias is on problem number 4.
And Lestin,
and she's
making it work. That's strong work. Stick the bottom of that volume and then bump into the hold itself. So right off the hop, we thought that boulder number 2 might get a lot of tops because it was sent very, very early. And then we've had really no success.
Right.
Since then.
And Sophie
only
Nguyen,
Sophie.
one of the only ladies to top a boulder so far, actually.
Also true. Yeah.
Actually, the only top.
A hard round.
So far, 1 minute and 50 seconds to go.
Riley getting that toe to stick this time. Look. Oh. A little front roll bounce.
She seems to have knocked her chin there.
Yeah, it looked like she maybe put a knee into her chin. You got to be a little bit careful, obviously, when you come down. These guys are trying so hard, they're not thinking about the ground. So every now and then you get a weird fall. No injuries through qualifications, no injuries through semis so far, which is great. With that many climbers, to over 260 climbers, no serious incidents. You definitely want to see that.
Yeah.
There's an interesting line. There was a discussion earlier in the year about whether or not the show was getting more value than the safety of the athletes. An interesting debate. We like to see sideways dynos. We like to see sort of coordination 1, 2, 3 movements. That the result of that is the opportunity for awkward falls. So
Absolutely.
Sprains and strains. You know, people occasionally do get injured. And I think the general consensus is that the route setters try every move. They consider, this is good angle here to see both of these two just pressing out. And the route setters consider the falls. And they absolutely consider the safety of the athletes. But every now and then, look at that.
That's flexibility right there.
Oh, strength, flexibility, and just a little bit of frustration.
Oh, and Ruby Tennant getting oh so close to getting that second top. 17 seconds to go, and she's back up on it.
Everyone else is going to walk away except Lestin.
8 seconds to go.
You got to hustle, Lestin. 4. Oh. Right down to the wire. So now we're in our top 6. We got Indiana Chapman, who is a perennial finalist in this category and all categories previous. She is a powerhouse climber. And then you get the first of the McNamee twins, Kinder McNamee. They've been competing for quite a few years now too, and are just really steady, strong climbers. Fun to watch. Lily opting for the campus approach, showing you how bad that sloper is. And Lily Trottier.
Oh, and
not officially from Alberta, but we annexed Saskatchewan, so.
In climbing terms?
Yeah.
Oh. So Indiana going big.
Going big right away. And this is definitely not Kinder McNamee.
No,
this is
not.
Victor Baudran, I believe.
No, this actually looks like Hugo Valence. So
maybe
some
he maybe had
order.
a technical or a change in the running order. That was Hugo, yeah. So I think maybe he ended up going twice. As we watch Jeremy get close, but just about 2 minutes to go.
Get a good wide shot here of all the action. Lily
swinging around, getting toes up this time. And it's the beauty of that kind of movement is that it feels so good to get the toe hooks, and then you got to get out. You got to extricate. I think she's asking if getting your feet on the zone counts as getting the zone, and I can tell you that it does not.
Oh.
Lily Trottier, as close as you're going to get without sending.
Meanwhile, Ryan Fanciati.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Ethan Wyatt.
First to establish the zone on number 4.
This is true.
Now this might be another coordination move to go outright and catch it with the left at the same time. Yeah.
And that's what he tried, almost as if he had heard you.
Yeah. I am far enough away that I promise he didn't. Any of the officials that are listening. Indy trying exactly the same thing that Riley tried with the toe in there. Still
and
looking
Lily,
for our Lily.
This is the second time with 40 seconds to go that she's just peeled off the top.
And she's getting up there pretty quick, so if she hustles carefully, she's got time for the last try. Ethan, I think for sure at the end of the round, he's got to try it again. He's only 2 holds from the finish.
Allez, Jérémy.
Indy looking at the clock.
Jérémy Bolduc, qui était solide.
Indiana Chapman trying to get a rest on the wall.
Here's Lily.
Establishing the zone. And Indy Chapman basically at the buzzer, taking a big swing at the second last hole and not quite being able to reel it in.
Now Kinder McNamee is coming out.
So they must have flipped that order.
Yeah.
We don't always get the most up-to-date information. We think we do. So we think that what happened was Hugo and Kinder have swapped spots. Jackson McDonald got up into the bonus on his first try. Just missed it, but got close.
Yeah, he's
right
got
away.
2 tops to his name so far, Jackson, and came really close on number 3.
Meanwhile, Ben Newman, who's been pulling all the boulders down pretty calmly. See how he deals with
that treacherous foothold.
And he might be strong enough to overcome by just squeezing a lot. Kinder with a quick send, a flash of Boulder 1. Sonic Colliander just missing. Jackson just missing. And Riley sticking. 3.
He's been doing more resting than anything else.
And we get Riley. Ruby in time. No. I think we're back. We had a little hiccup there, but I believe we're back. Jackson getting movement.
So wait, was that on problem number 2? Was that Tyler? It looked like Tyler White on number 2.
It did. Same shirt. And maybe he was coming back after a technical.
That's right. That's why
That's what happened. That's why our orders messed up. So they reinserted him in the running order. Ty White got another crack at that. I don't know. Obviously, we don't know what happened, but he just topped it. And he's walking back with the chief from CC. So that's clearly what happened is Ty White got taken back into the rotation. So we slid a spot to fit him in. And we got Ruby sticking the second last hold this time. This is as close as we've seen anybody getting to the top of number 4. 13 seconds to go. That is going to do it for Ruby Tenen. Meanwhile, Lestin trying to work out the roof. All right, so with any luck, we've got ourselves Victor Baudran on 1 and Maggie Hammer on 1, giving us Hugo Valence on 2. Indiana Chapman working her way on the slab. And look at this right away on boulder number 4. Ryan. Indiana Chapman getting that right foot up.
Hugo Valence. Il regarde ses options. Peut-être a été trop attiré par la prise de fin pour en fait décider plutôt d'établir ses pieds un peu plus haut. Je pense que lui reste encore 3 minutes et 15 secondes pour revoir sa solution. Les autres grimpeurs qui ont réussi ce bloc-là avaient clairement monté leurs pieds un peu plus haut avant de tenter d'aller chercher
Exactement.
la prise finale. Et là, ici, on voit Jérémy Bolduc qui se rend à la prise zone, mais qui ne réussit pas, je crois, à s'établir avec celle-ci.
We got Lily Trottier going feet first. and not quite getting the feet to stick.
Lily Dubrovsky
Just
getting
coming
close
up
to the
short.
zone. Ryan Fanciati here.
Swinging around by the shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coyote Youth. Jody, is that you? I'm assuming Coyote Youth is Jody Mial. It's actually Simon Parton and his team that has set these boulders. So Simon was the chief for this event. A good top of number 1.
Yeah, that's
from Victor Baudrin.
Yeah.
Indiana Chapman. I'm surprised she didn't do it the time before this, so we'll see if she can correct the small mistake. Looking pretty calm to this point on the boulder.
Yeah.
But this is a strong move.
Oh, this time
Yeah.
it seems like she just overshot it to the left.
Yeah.
But definitely had what it took.
I mean, you got to imagine you're coming out of a straight arm shoulder press. It's hard to generate the right momentum in the right order.
Oh, Hugo Valence head kicking back. Allez, Hugo.
You know they're working hard. You can hear them shouting. And look at this. We got a top. We might have a top.
I don't know. It's not finished.
No, there's a terrible thumb catch. The top of this volume is awful. I don't even know how to explain it to you how bad that is.
And Ryan's just dejected.
Yeah, he looks at it's so much effort to get there.
Yeah.
And the top of that hold is just terrible. Indiana Chapman, 3rd time's the charm?
Let's hope. It's 48 seconds to go. Oh, and she's opting
I don't know that I think this is a great idea. However, she made it work. I mean, it's never my instinct to do the splits, right? That's never going to be my first choice.
No, you were never known for that, Pete.
No, still not. Still not known for that. Oh, sweet.
So Alexis Binder.
Looking good at the top of this. Looking to go straight to the finish, which is not proven to be successful to this point.
No.
2 seconds on the clock. Big smile from Lestin as she turns around to brush her last boulder of the round. Brennan Doyle, who's your 2nd place qualifier. And Paige Bakashuk, who is your top female climber of the Youth A women. No. Maggie Hammer. I was reading the on deck, which is classic me.
Right.
We even color-coded it. So we got Guy McNamee.
But I actually think it's Ethan Hoffman because of the
switch.
Yeah.
Really quick work here from Maggie.
There's Kinder.
Slow and steady is the McNamee brothers' style.
Yeah, Kinder looking solid here.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to stay with Kinder. Look at how smooth. No dynamic movement required. And over here,
oh my God,
Ben Newman. And to your left,
he's trying absolutely everything, trying to get his hips. Oh.
That's not going to be a top.
I don't think it is.
No. Wow, a lot happened in a short amount of time. Ben, and then we had Riley Galloway making progress on number 3 at the same time.
And yeah, right on boulder number 1 here.
And I don't
Maggie
see
Hammer.
Lestin, which means she either topped it, but I don't see her anywhere.
She's sitting down. Is there a technical? The judge is out.
The judge is out. So maybe there's blood on the hole. Not sure. Or she topped it and she sat down and there was so much going on. Look at this.
Oh. Maggie Hammer.
Wow, look at that.
That's an impressive top. I think this was her second attempt as well.
We do know who's on the route setting team. Yes, we can get you that information. We know some of them. A lot of the Block Shop crew is here.
So there's Simon Parton as a head setter, and assistant head setter is Loïc Martel-Magnan that usually sets at Délire. And then you have Alana Yip, you have Nathan Smith, Mathieu Elie, and to be honest, I think Fred Charon, who is the usual suspect here, obviously one of the owners, hasn't been all that involved in the setting.
Ben Newman.
Oh, and there you go.
No mistake. No mistake, second time. First top of that boulder. Ben Newman with a great round. Laura, they're not tweaking. They tweaked a little bit between the season B or the season Bs. Same boulders with minor changes, but nothing significant. The juniors are going to climb on the same problems with some very minor adjustments. And Jeff, yeah, 6 to finals, plus a foreign national here and there. Sonia Colliander getting established on the zone.
Wow, and she's crimping the top of the module.
Wow. Do what works.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, so maybe they're saying maybe a technical on Boulder 4, which means that Lestine will get all of her time back from the time it was called if it was for blood, unless it was your own.
Oh, Sonia. Great effort.
Really good effort. Meanwhile, Ethan Hoffman over there.
So 3 women have topped boulder number 2, and 1, Maggie Hammer, has topped boulder number 1. That's it for the tops right now. 30 seconds to go.
Can we add a space to get that right? Oh, look at this. Riley Galloway getting on this sloper. Oh, and just tipping off that second last hold. And you could see the little dance of frustration and excitement that crossed between I almost did it and oh wait, I almost did it. So we got Guy McNamee out on boulder number 1. And so now we have Lestine back. So we did have a technical on boulder number 4, so she gets her time back. So I think Paige was held back from her start because of that. So we're dealing with the running orders as much as we can. Where could someone find the running order? They are on the CEC. So if you go to Climbing Canada and go to the event page for Youth Boulder Nationals, you will see the running orders for the juniors. I can find you. Someone got the link already. There we go. Faster hands than me.
We got a great crew on the chat here.
Yeah, you guys are doing all the good work for us.
Teamwork.
Yeah. And if you go to comp season, Shade, if you want to post the link to comp season, people can start getting the results as the climbers finish. They're getting live updated at the end of the round for each climber. So those will slowly tick up as you go.
Alors, on a 2 grimpeurs québécois, Hugo Valence et Jérémy Bolduc sur les problèmes 3 et 4.
And Guy McNamee.
Guy qui a un prénom québécois.
Oui, mais pas québécois du tout.
Non, c'est ça. Mais on pourrait l'adopter. Il grimpe très, très bien. Bravo. Comme son frère.
Yeah, big smile.
Un top de bloc numéro 1.
Hey, Jody.
Victor Baudran made short work of problem number 1. And A recent string of climbers have been able to have some success on boulder number 2. So let's see. He's looking solid. His younger brother Oscar just, you know, topped all 4 boulders earlier today in the youth B category.
You see, he's gotten himself around the corner and is avoiding the crimp.
That's
altogether.
That's interesting.
That's strong. Clearly excited about that.
Wow.
Exactly. So we got nobody on number 3 for the win because we put a halt because we had that technical. So Indiana is not on 3. She's back 1. And Lestine is getting her time back from boulder number 4 from the technical earlier. About a minute and a half to go. Lestine looks tired. Jeremy also looks tired. Lestine with a minute to go. Trying to get that bump in there. Yeah. I'm not laughing at all. I'm trying to just make sure. So we still have not seen a top from number 4. Lestine fighting to stay on right down to the wire. Just coming in a bit short. So now we're going to get Paige Bachlashak out here, and we're going to get Brennan Doyle. Indiana Chapman's now on 3. And Lily Trottier on 4. Alexis Binder on problem number 2. Kinder Magnamy brushing boulder number 2. No one on 4. Ethan Hoffman making very quick work of number 2. Very quick work. And Kinder moving into the zone on his first try on boulder number 3. Indiana Chapman is still kind of sussing out number 3. So is Lily. Kinder figuring out how nasty that bonus move is. Paige with a stick on the opening move. She's staring down the big move to the finish, which has not proven to be successful, but is going to have a look. It's all about making good choices. You want to have a look, right? If you're good at dynoing and you can dyno your way through a sequence, absolutely. But sometimes it's not worth the risk, and I would argue on this boulder, it's not worth the risk. That top hold isn't good enough. Indiana Chapman making progress.
Yeah.
Really good. Let's see if she can move through this with the heel or if she flips it over.
Yeah, no one's gotten to the top of this one, but I trust Indiana can make some really good upward progress on this one.
I would agree. She doesn't look too happy here, though. Got to get on that right foot. Coming up just shy. Really big moves from Kinder.
So he's topped everything so far.
Yeah, that was his second try.
Getting a high fist bump from Dr. Stepp, the MC here. So
that leaves us with Lily and Indiana. Also Alexis and Paige all still working on their boulders. Wee Lily.
yeah, she looked like she wanted to get probably a hip scum in there to get some relief with the press she was doing with her left hand, but
yeah, it's a really nasty boulder. It climbs harder than it looked for us from the ground. We thought once you had been established on the zone, you'd be able to get through the last two moves pretty cleanly. Paige getting a heel hook that just didn't quite stick.
Yeah, that foot, the volume on boulder number 4 for the ladies, I think is, first of all, really slopey and insecure, but also actually rather high up.
Yes.
So
both
a minute
of those
to go.
Things are correct. So Indiana going upside down again. Lily just winding up this move. So Indy with 40 seconds to go. If she makes quick decisions, has got time to do this block. I really do think this right heel needs to become a toe, though. I just don't think there's enough room.
She's really hesitant here, but
two big windups. She's got enough power to go get it. But you see the heel just shorts you. Your hips get in the way. The left heel gets in the way. Double heel hooks feels really, really good until you've got to move out of them. Paige sprinting. 12 seconds, 10. Can she get the heel hook to stick? That's one. Oh, my goodness.
There you go.
4 seconds. Paige.
Oh, wow.
Buck the shock.
Buzzer beater.
Buzzer beater. And the same thing out of Brennan.
Wow. That's awesome.
Wow.
And so we have our final climber for the men coming out, Owen Gambling.
And the first and only top that we're going to see on number 1. Paige Buck the shock.
That's the second top. We saw Maggie Hammer earlier.
Did she?
Yeah.
My bad.
So I think there have been 4 tops on number 2 for the ladies and 2 on number 1.
Nothing on 3 and nothing on 4.
That's right. So Riley's going to try to put a dent into that. And
the way she's been climbing, I have faith.
Et Hugo Valence sur le bloc numéro 4. Selon moi, il va vouloir réussir s'il veut se donner des chances pour progresser. Parce qu'avec les McNamee qui grimpent tout sur leur passage, je pense que ça prend un autre top pour progresser.
Oui, je pense que c'est vrai. C'est nécessaire de prendre 3 tops probablement pour les gens à ce point-là.
And Guy here, just as smooth as his sibling.
Gonna go left hand. Yeah. Strong match.
Dr. Stepp busting out the Street Fighter. Well,
What's that? On 1.
Maggie Hammer successfully climbed boulder number 1. Victor Baudrin getting to the zone. But again, that foothold is really, really insecure. Oh, and he's setting himself up rather nicely.
So someone
is
on women's problem 1 that is not in our running
list.
order
So
at
there's
all.
a mystery climber, a strong mystery climber if you're in this spot in the running order.
It's true. Might be able to find her by a bib number. Meanwhile, Hugo electing to go skip a move, thinking the compression is easier than double Gaston's. And while in theory, I think he might be right. Oh, Maggie Hammer not quite getting rocked over far enough on that left foot. Yeah, Jody, good comp so far. Absolutely.
And Sonia here.
Good times.
Sonia Colliander getting to the zone with a minute left. Getting a bit of a shakeout.
Lots of time if she can keep it together.
Looking solid.
Another shaking out on a sloper that people couldn't stick. But the heel hook. There's a question on the stream from Alex Vieira. Yes, the climbers get 5 minutes on a problem and then 5 minutes of rest. They definitely do not progress one behind the other. Too much effort. Rachel Gill is on women's number 1. Do we know why? Can anybody tell me why we have a Rachel Gill on boulder number 1?
Is she on comp season?
She is not. Oh, the start of juniors.
Oh.
She's the first junior, so the gap was shorter than we thought. Rachel Gill, you are correct. So yeah, so we thought there was supposed to be a 2-climber gap. That's why we were surprised to see someone come out. Thanks for that, Andrew. And Isabella. Doesn't take much to trip us up.
And so on problem number 1, we've got Sophia Katzel and Seth England.
No, Rachel Gill.
But Rachel Gill was on just before.
Oh, the time. Oh, my Lord.
We got this, Pete.
We got this.
And Kinder's on problem number 4.
Jumps into the double Gaston press. Good Lord. Come on, Kinder. Pretty
and that
smooth.
is 4 out of 4 for Kinder.
4 flashes. Other than boulder 3, maybe he took a second try, or my memory serves. Full effort.
Owen gambling here.
Brennan. Indiana Chapman, most progress on number 4. Are we going to see a top here? Yes, we are.
And that's the first top. So Indiana showing all her experience on this one.
She doesn't look super excited.
She's top number 2. She's top number 4. So far that puts her, you know, she probably doesn't know this, but this puts her in top running, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so as well.
Did Maggie Hammer top Boulder number 2? This is what I don't know.
Yes.
She topped number 1. So much action here at Bloc Shop. You should come by if you're around. The coffee's good. The vibes are good. Dr. Stepp is an awesome MC.
Yeah, thanks for that, Shay. They did jump into the gap because of the technical. Sometimes they do maintain it, but I guess they were keeping the start time for the next category intact rather than pushing them back 5 minutes as well. Paige Boklaszuk on the slab, popped off on her first try.
Paige successfully climbed number 1 just with a few seconds to spare.
Doesn't look super happy with that right foot, but should be enough. Exactly.
2 out of 2 for Paige Boklaszuk.
Yeah. If you get your mitts on it, you can stick it.
So Owen Gambling. Oh,
full effort from.
Actually, I think that's Ethan Hoffman.
That's Ethan.
Yep.
One minute to go. Alexis toes up. 30 seconds to go. $15 seconds to go. Everybody's walking away.
And we're going to take that time to thank our sponsors. For those of you that have just joined us, this wouldn't be possible without Mountain Equipment Co-op, who's the title series sponsor for the CEC. And the North Face, as well as the City of Montreal. We've got On-Site, who build walls and different climbing gym surfaces. We got Simple Volumes, Flash, that have mats and other gear such as chalk. We got La Sportiva. We got Black Diamond with some awesome gear as well. Digit Climbing, a new company here out of Montreal with different training gear made out of really quality wood products. We got Madrock as well, well known for their shoes in La Sportiva. So thank you to these sponsors.
Yep. Owen Gambling popping up on problem number 2 here.
And Victor Beaudrand.
Look at this right here.
Looking just as solid as his friend Kinder.
Got to solve the finish. That's a sketchy heel hook. Manages to reel it in. Strong top.
Yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, we've got Nathanael Tremblay on boulder number 1, and we've got Caitlin Williams.
On boulder number 2, we got Rachel Gill. And Guy. Oh, big move from Guy.
He's back up, but that was a pretty big fall.
Yeah, he took a big swing at that finish hold.
Allez, Nathanael, un grimpeur d'alley-up.
And Maggie going toes in. So almost all of the women on the second half of the round read this beta as toes up. Getting that 180 in there. Looking really good. Oh, I really want to see a top out of this round.
What's interesting, Pete, is she's opted for the toe hook, as you've suggested.
And for a little while.
For a little while.
For a little while. It's such a great idea, the heel hook, and then it's suddenly not. Feels really good while you're hanging out. Is not really good while you're trying to move.
So Guy's taking his time.
Yeah, he really is. He's taking a good 35, 45 second rest here.
Sonia just maybe running out of gas, trying to get that zone hold.
He being pretty careful and then staring down the size of this jump. So you see he's not flipping over to the far side of the zone hold. He's electing to go from pretty low down.
Yeah, and that's he is pretty low down to have that kind of upward momentum speaks volumes about his dynamic.
Exactly. And
abilities.
A couple of years ago, I would have told you that neither of the McNamees would want to make a dyno of that size. They preferred to move very statically. Part of that has developed into this super confident climbing style, as they were really known for being slow, static climbers, almost no dynamic movement. But the more time they spent bouldering, and they've done some open comps, you get forced into those movements, and you're either jumping or you're not doing the boulders, and you can see that development coming out as he's choosing to wind up from a really low position. Owen here, looking pretty good.
Oh, barn going out of there, and Guy.
Oh, tries to go around the corner this time. 20 seconds to go. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Yeah, I agree that the heel gives more power, no question, but it doesn't give you enough room. So it is a, it's a what are you going to do situation. Sonia with a wry smile as she finishes her round. We hopefully have Lauren Kwan and Harper Sachs out on number 1. Giving us Seth England on number 2 and Sophia Katzel. Meanwhile, Paige is on 3. And Alexis Pinder on number 4 over here.
And Ethan Hoffman. Oh, sticking that coordination move.
And very carefully.
Oh.
Nope. That is a nasty finish, to say the least. Paige deciding how she wants to pull through this.
So Harper Sachs killback on problem number 1, and Lauren Kwan. Meanwhile, Seth England is this is his second attempt and second time on the zone hold here. of problem number 2.
Just trying to figure it out. Spending a lot of time there.
Harper topping out Boulder number 1.
Ethan back.
This is a rematch.
No mistakes.
Oh.
Stays low this time.
Slow and low.
Alexis making some progress. Paige having some trouble getting those toe hooks to stick. She won't know that no one's done Boulder 3 yet, so she's thinking that she probably, to be safe, wants 3 tops to get into the finals. Although I think with 2 tops, she's pretty comfortably there right now.
Wow. I gotta say, I'm impressed with Sophia Katzel.
Just kind of hopped over there.
Yeah, just
no hands required.
Sort of reminds you of Johnny Dawes.
Yeah, just good movement. The ability to step through and shift momentum from foot to foot. Paige solving the toe hooks. Having a look at the clock over her shoulder. This is a good shot here to get both of these potential
Paige
progress movements.
Probably getting as close as you can get. Meanwhile, Alexis.
Only the second woman to get there. Gotta unwind. Oh my goodness, what a save. Oh my goodness.
20 seconds to go.
Put everything she had into the save and then did not quite have enough gas.
Meanwhile,
to make the
Sophia,
stick.
Overshoots it to the left. Wow. I'm impressed by Sophia Katzel. That was some really nice movement.
Dynamic foot movement. Owen Gambling stepping up.
Problem number 3.
McNamee for Boulder number 4. Maggie Hammer.
I gotta say, Pete, I'm impressed by the strength of this field, Youth A field.
Absolutely.
For the men, they're gonna crush on the open circuit if it's not already the case.
Yeah, no, they're absolutely some of the stronger climbers in the youth round are in that A category.
Alors, il y a une belle ambiance de soirée qui s'installe ici, alors qu'on voit Maggie Hammer qui use de toutes sortes de stratégies.
Oh!
Et avec 3 minutes et 58 secondes, je crois que ses chances sont très bonnes, Pete.
Absolument. Elle a réussi à l'avant-dernière prise un peu facilement, je vais dire. Et juste un peu vite pour aller à la dernière prise, je pense. C'est un peu de sloper. Il faut tenir un peu plus lentement, je pense.
Et ici, on voit Nathanaël Tremblay d'aller up, qui se rend à la prise zone, mais qui, je crois, a encore des questionnements sur la séquence.
Where everyone else did the coordination move.
And you can see he's not even in the sweet spot of that right hand hold.
And almost decided not to use the thumb catch. Power to spare, Guy. And that's going to do it.
Wow. So I don't think he topped number 3 like his brother, but has 3 tops to his name. And there we go. As we had predicted, Maggie Hammer.
Making no mistakes on the second time through.
So that's at least 2 tops for her if she hasn't topped number 2, but you suspect that she has.
I suspect that she did, yes.
Meaning that would probably put her in first place?
Yeah.
With 3 tops?
I would think
possibly.
So. And we'll see what Paige does on the last boulder, and that'll be kind of the 1-2 punch, I think, at this point in the round. Indiana Chapman also having topped boulder number 4.
And number 3.
And number 3.
No, sorry, number 2.
Number 2. So it's going to be zones, and that's why zones get important pretty quickly in this kind of competition.
Donc, sur le problème numéro 1, on a Andy Charbonneau et Dana Monteith. Pendant qu'on voit Nathanaël qui, je pense, a trouvé la bonne séquence. Il lui reste 1 minute 40.
Un peu de la frustration, évident.
Big crossover on problem number 3 for the ladies.
She's just going to go full dyno.
Rachel Gill here.
Yeah, wound up as though she was going to just pull through on that pinch. I like it.
Cutting loose.
Yeah, once you're when you decide to climb powerfully, you just take it with you through the boulder. Like that's definitely going to be the hardest way to do that move. Ever so gently.
Caitlin Williams. Allez up. Andy Charbonneau. Allez, Andy. Oh, coming up just a few inches short.
Yeah, slipping on that footless volume in the footless round. Galen, 15 seconds might not be enough. Not quite, not quite.
And so we welcome Raphaël Demers-Lapointe and Erin Locke on problem 1.
Brennan Doyle giving a brush to his last boulder of the round.
From what he's heard or probably seen from the corner of his eye, he knows that a couple of his BC friends have topped this one.
I think so, yeah.
It's quick succession. So
exactly. You do hear the crowd. You get an idea of what they might be cheering about.
Harper Sachs Killback on problem number 2.
Lauren Kwan here deciding how to get up to that zone. Oh, Paige Baklashuk just slipping out on her flash attempt. But that little smile tells me that maybe she thinks she can do it if she just gets the beta right. Brennan, a lot of time spent here.
Strong performances from the BC Bouldering Army in Youth A.
Absolutely.
Sophia Katzel crossing that big move over, but peeling off. It's far. That's what I was saying a bit earlier. It's quite a bit out, and not only do you have to go outwards, you have to sort of go leftwards as well. I don't know if that makes any sense.
And a bit upwards.
Yeah.
Outwards, upwards, and also leftwards. All of those things combined make for tricky movement.
We just saw Seth England trying to establish. And here's Paige.
On her second try. Just making decisions about how to get this move here. Deciding that it's easier to match than bump. Slow and steady here.
And there we go.
That's a good top. Solid round from Paige.
Paige's top, Boulder's number 1, 2, and 4. So that's a solid round, and being the good sport she is, she's brushing those holds after having topped it. So
really good stuff.
Yeah.
About 2 minutes to go. Seth has gotten here several times, but not a lot further. Oh, and just to your left, Brennan Doyle becoming the 5th of this round to top the boulder.
Yeah. Yeah, Sophia has taken that.
Taking the dynamic approach.
Minute to go, though, and she's still, she's favoring the more straightforward beta, but we've seen that it's perhaps a bit more efficient to get the feet out.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
.28 seconds to go. Lauren Kwan trying to get to that zone. Oh, doing it a bit dynamically, and so that I think will be it for her.
Yeah, time to step away.
So we've only got one Youth A climber left. He's on problem number 4, Owen Gambling. Otherwise, it's a junior crowd that's out there right now with Alexander White and Madison Brouillette that are making their entry.
See the first climber out from the round, Rachel Gill, for the junior women. Sizing up boulder number 4 on the left of your screen. Caitlin Williams. And then Owen and his, I don't know what it is on his shirt. I was trying to figure it out. I thought they might be teeth or mushrooms, but they might be, I don't know.
Lips?
Steaks?
Maybe steaks. Pork chops?
Yeah. It's tough to tell. Dana Monteith on boulder number 2.
Here's Madison on boulder number 1.
So no success from the junior women on boulder number 1 yet. And only a couple of tops from the Youth A round. This is a really hard press up that Dana's trying there with that really high left foot.
Rachel Gill almost getting, controlling that zone hold on problem number 4. Meanwhile, we've got a glimpse of Owen.
Some discussion of a technical on boulder number 3.
But there are no climbers on it right now, so we'll see what that does.
We were having a discussion in the natural break between the Youth A and the juniors on that boulder. And Dana's going to go back to that high left foot.
Andy Charbonneau. Problème numéro 2, se rend à la zone. Arrive à matcher la prise. Maintenant, opte pour la main droite pour aller à cette prise-là. Il reste quand même 2 minutes pour Andy. Andy qui grimpe au crux.
Oui.
À Boisbriand. Et on a Nathanaël Tremblay. Désolé, Demers Lapointe. Non, Nathanaël Tremblay, c'est ça.
Oui.
Nathanaël Tremblay d'Aléop qui est sur le bloc numéro 3.
Meanwhile, we watch as the setting crew make sure that the boulders are safe for the next round, dealing with that technical. Rachel Gill, where so many of her fellow competitors looked like they were getting established, getting past the zone, and then realizing how unfortunate that foot becomes when you need to really, really use it. A lot of squeeze required. And Dana has stuck with this super high left foot. And I can't imagine the torque required to stand up out of that from being so much lower. Getting your toes over your hips is never something that plays out well for me.
Rachel getting to the zone once more. And we've seen other athletes really getting a good press out of that left hand to be able to get their hips almost scummed onto the hold.
Exactly. It's about how much push you can get out of that bottom hand to lift your hips up high enough to get in there. It's a little bit of a half mantle almost in that move. Nathaniel Tremblay is, as you rush to finish a boulder, you sometimes get sloppy with your footwork, and it is hard to do volume style boulders if you are not locked in on your footwork.
And so that's it for Rachel Gill in this semifinal.
And that's it for the Youth A round. So Owen was our last climber in the Youth A round.
Alors,
all into the juniors.
On accueille Livia Renaud et Caleb McDonald sur le bloc numéro 1.
So, as we were saying in the Youth A round, some heavy hitters that appear on the open circuit. Also in the junior round, some heavy hitters that appear on the open circuit. Sophie Butendyke, Yinky Ying, Bronwyn Carnes, Madison Fisher all put in open level performances on that open circuit. David Trudeau climbing really well.
Matt
Mitchell
Ellis.
Haight, yep, Zach Richardson. Even farther down the field, you get
Aiden Doyle.
Aiden Doyle. So this is, as we get into the middle of this junior field, we're going to see some strong climbers, as you would expect, but strong even compared to our open field.
Yeah, well, you know, you just see David Trudeau and Zach Richardson, and they are coming to be mainstays on the open circuit. So
exactly. Seth England winding up Boulder 4 again.
And so notably, there have been no route setting changes for the juniors in respect to what we've seen for the Youth A. So
yep. Zero, no tweaks.
Whereas earlier today, between Youth C and Youth B, there were quite a few tweaks and even new boulders.
We are marching them through. So this is the age groups that we're talking about when we talk about the transition period by moving climbers from the junior program into the open program. This is what we want to see, is we want to socialize these climbers with what it's like to climb against the open level competitors. So that's where we get this idea to bring in camps that bring both of those climbers together, transitionary kind of coaching where you are both still competing as a junior, but you are moving into the style of coaching and what's going on with the open competitors, with that idea that when you make it out of the juniors and you're only competing in open full time, that it's not a sudden 1 year to the next year shock to your system, and maybe you're going to get some advantage from having climbed more consistently with the top open competitors, not just who's in your city or who's climbing at your gym, but now you get to climb with the best climbers in the country and see what you need to do to compete with them. So exposure to top-end competition is something that is important, and the more that we can provide that in our own country with against our own top athletes, the better that is to prepare these young men and women for being successful as open-level climbers. And that's ultimately what we want, is all the way through, we want to be able to put good effort in. Yeah, it does now, Jody, absolutely. And no climber on women's number 2 is also a good question.
Yeah.
It's possible that it was sent while it was off camera, and it's possible that there is a technical. It's not always obvious. I don't see any judges over there. So she might have done it right away. About 10 seconds to go. Everybody's walked away except for Caitlin. Taking it right down to the wire.
So we got Sean Faulkner and Stephanie Svaikauskas on problem number 1.
We think.
We hope.
We hope. There's been another strange shuffle. They're now cleaning up boulder number 4. And now who have we got on boulder number 2? That's Aaron Locke on boulder number 2.
Wasn't she in the other division?
No.
You sure?
Yeah. Olivia Renault is out on the start on number 1. Our running order is not what it should be, so we're trying to figure it out as we go. What we're looking at is Aaron Locke here on boulder number 2.
There we go.
Okay.
Sorry, folks. Livia Renault qui est sur le bloc numéro 1 avec Sean Faulkner. Sur le bloc numéro 2, ici, on a Alexander White.
And I gather that Olivia is from Coyote. Saw that pop up earlier.
Alors, Nathanaël sur le bloc numéro 4. Nathanaël a réussi à se rendre sur la majorité des prises zone, sauf peut-être sur le bloc numéro 3. Alors ici, il opte pour un pied un peu plus haut, sans succès. Here's Lauren Kwan on problem number 3. Sticking that big crossover move. Not necessarily knowing what to do with her feet. Alors, Livia, qui avait assez d'amplitude pour se rendre jusqu'à la prise, mais n'a pas pu la maîtriser. On voit ici Andy Charbonneau sur le problème numéro 3. Un problème technique qui nécessite quand même assez de force dans les épaules et de la compression parce qu'on doit pousser vers le bas sur des prises de pied quasiment non existantes. Là. 30 seconds left.
Monsieur Tremblay qui finit le round. Oh, no.
Is that good?
That is not.
Damn.
That is not going to be a top for Sean Faulkner.
That is disappointing for sure.
Agreed. He will not be super psyched about that.
So now we're welcoming Stephanie Svaikauskas, and David Gilbert. On problem number 1, Caleb McDonald, Madison Brouillette on problem number 2, Raphaël Demers-Lapointe, and Dana Monteith on problems number 3, and Caitlin Williams and Harper Sachs-Kilback on number 4.
Back on track.
We're back on track, Pete.
We are back on track.
We never get sidetracked for too long.
No. Some things need fixing, but we are mostly doing what we can over here.
Feed out for Dana Monteith. On problem 3, but it's just fallen off the side of the screen, and
I can hear the excitement in your typing, Jody. Yves, I was talking with Yves Gravel a bit earlier today, the coach for the Coyote youth team, and he's excited with the progress that the athletes have made this year, and it's one of those smaller gyms, but they have a team of dedicated, strong climbers, and their coach is one of the strongest climbers that we've got in our country. Jody, who owns and runs that gym, is one of the most passionate people that we've got. So Coyote might be one of your smaller gyms and one of your older gyms, but it is, that's good work.
Harper Sachs-Kilback from up the block. Will he make this tough match?
Got to get that thumb in. And
He's got the left heel. I don't know if that's helping him that much.
Shoulders coming up. I don't know. I don't think the left heel is helping him at all. I'm with you there. You got to get a bit lower. Too much outward pressure.
2 minutes and 20 seconds to go, though. That was a very strenuous burn that he just gave. But yeah, and you were talking about Yves Gravel. You know, the guy's a powerhouse. And recently we saw Livia Renault on Instagram. There was he posted a training video of hers where she was on the 4mm digit wooden crimps. 4mm crimps, and she was hanging off that. So she's got finger strength.
Absolutely. That's always going to be crazy.
And Yves, you know, for him, 4mm, he had to add 20 kilos.
He had to add 20 kilos in order to make that difficult. Stefanie working hard but not getting off that beginning of that boulder.
So a minute and 25 seconds to go, and the question we have now is, does Harper Killback have enough
to get back to the top?
Right, because he put it all on the line, and this is the last boulder of the round for him.
I got Chris Neef here. I want to chat with Chris Neef for a few minutes here. So Phil, I'm going to ask if we only have 2 headsets, so we're going to do a little bit of trading here. So we're going to chat just briefly here while we're watching the comp. I want to get a little bit of information from Chris Neef. Chris, how you doing?
How you guys doing?
Doing excellent. I've seen you've been here all day. Obviously, you're still heavily involved in the junior scene. What do you think about the climbing that we've had so far today?
I think it's been at the level that we've been wanting to get the nationals to for a long time. It's hard. I think there's a lot of bruised egos from semis rounds because I don't think some of these kids weren't properly prepared for it.
Yeah.
Semis is always the hardest round. I mean, when you go from 20 to 6, that's a huge cut. So, yeah, I think there was some eye-opening stuff, but in the end, cream really rose to the top because we saw some great performances today. So far.
And that's what we want to do is, we have to set hard boulders, and we have to set boulders that are going to divide what are already some pretty strong fields. And as you say, 20 to 6 is a rough round, and pretty much at every level, semis is the hardest round. That's no consolation when you come in 7th or 8th, or even if you come in 20th. It doesn't, it feels better a week from now than it will this afternoon. But I want to ask you a little bit about Canada Strong Climbing. So you coaching our national junior team for a lot of years. Mm-hmm. You've been around the sport for a long time. Tell me a little bit about what's going on with Canada Strong Climbing, a new endeavor that popped up, I'm going to say, this year.
Yeah, we did a couple camps last year, and I've been running a coaching conference for quite a few years anyway, so it's kind of part of that. And so it's based on developing athletes and coaches across the country, and what I've learned from being with the national team for so long, so that right now the national team program really focuses on those that make the team, and we don't have those that don't make the team getting the same coaching or information so that they know what they have to do to, in the future, get the team. And so that's what this is all about.
That's awesome. So you're kind of getting those people who are right on the bubble and seeing if you can push them back over the horizon again.
Absolutely. And there's so much talent in Canada, and the growth of the sport. I mean, there's way more people involved in climbing across every province now. And so once you get that amount of people at the base, if we can keep them progressing, gradually all the way through, and that level just gets up higher and higher. But they need the information too. Like if you don't go to a national team training camp where you get to work with sports psychologists and dietitians and physiotherapists and strength coaches, that group that is always there just keeps getting better and further away from those that aren't there. So we're trying to stem that gap a little bit with Canada Strong.
Yeah, and I like that. It's a good approach, and you're trying to, if we can grow coast to coast as a sport, then all we're doing is providing more opportunities. We're providing depth of competition. We're providing the ability for people to be exposed to that level of coaching. And I love that the development is not just focused on the athletes themselves. Obviously, that's important. But in order to develop the athletes, as we're just watching a really good top here.
This looks like Sean Faulkner.
From Sean Faulkner. Just like sort of popped up. I mean, these climbers, like, That's the beauty of these difficult boulders is once they solve the move they couldn't do, then they're sticking the moves that come after. And so developing coaches is obviously key, and I think your point is valid in that we need to have that base to be able to then develop climbers even more regionally, so you don't have to go to a national level camp to get the same story that we're telling the national level coaches.
Well, I think the problem that we've had with the kids going to the national team is that we don't pass that information as well back to their coaches. And so they'll get this information from the national team coaches. We'll say, this is what you need to do. If the coaches aren't on board with that and not understanding why we're doing certain things because we've been at these competitions and they haven't, then it's hard for them to implement it. So having the coaching is involved with the same information that the athletes are getting is going to be critical, because then they'll continue to spread what we're saying to more people than we can reach. And then, you know, and they're right at the base of all the new climbers coming in. You know, when I see these Youth C girls that we had yesterday in qualifiers, that, you know, I had a girl from Canmore that did 4 tops and 5 zones and was 19th. Right. You know, like, there are crushers coming in there. And so we want to get those kids that information as young as possible, so that our work when they get to the youth national team or the senior level team is we don't go back through the basic stuff.
You don't have to reverse and unlearn some things. You're saying we're all in the same program. And I think that brings us into line with a lot of other sports that we compete at a national level, where the coaching program and the athlete program stretches much farther down the field, so that you're all working in the same general set of parameters. And I think it's great that the work you did with the national junior team, and I want to thank you for your contribution. We don't get enough chances to say that, so I want to thank you for your contribution over more than almost a decade of coaching.
Yeah, I started in 2010, and this year going to ARCO, it'll be my 10th year.
Yeah.
So 10 World Championships and 4 or 5 Pan Ams, and you know, there's lots of things that are learned from there. Like, I feel like every time I go to one of these, it's like my university for my development, and working and seeing what the other countries do. And I know Andrew Wilson obviously has been to a lot of those and that too. So we need to get that information back down to the people that are really wanting it and provide it. And this year, you know, I'm going to have camps in all 4 the big provinces, and so hopefully we can start doing it. You know, and with the new role of the youth development coordinator, that's one of the mandates, is to stem that gap and that step. And having this competition, as hard as it is, everyone is, you know, you look at the results and you see a lot of 0 tops, but the kids know the level now.
Yes.
You need to know where the bar is, so that you can work towards it and then go past it. And then the setters will raise the bar again.
Yeah, exactly.
And then our program just keeps growing and growing and growing and getting stronger, because we're not far off. We have a lot of good kids. We just don't have the depth and the amount of kids. Like, the States have 10 times as many people as us, right? And
absolutely, yeah.
But they're not 10 times stronger than us.
No, I agree. And it's well said, is that, you know, we're not at a detriment for having a smaller country and a broader country. We might have to work a little bit harder, but we produce some pretty fantastic athletes. And I think you've been a big part of that over the years. And I hope that you continue to do that with Canada Strong Climbing. And thanks for hanging out for a few minutes and giving us a little bit of insight. I know that it's important for me to be able to tell the people that are watching and spread the message that Canadian climbing is not living in a vacuum. We're trying to do more for the sport. We're trying to grow the sport through all the levels. You might not always hear about it. You might not always read about it. But I'm giving you that chance now. Tell your neighbor next time you're at the gym, hey, you know, I hear that we're doing really good things for our junior climbers. We're doing really good things for our program on a national level. And spread the good word. And we're getting there. And we're growing. And we're producing top-end athletes. And it's exciting to watch.
It's an exciting time. Right now, I know there's a lot of things happening in the CEC, and everything's going really, really, really fast.
Yes.
And maybe not everything is always communicated as well or as fast or whatever. There is a lot of work that everyone's doing, and this is an exciting time for Canadian climbing. I think everyone should be pretty psyched about it right now.
Exactly. So tune in, watch the comps. Absolutely watch tomorrow. In the finals, you're going to see the best climbers of each age category. Top 6, 7, or 8 sometimes, depending on how we got splits and ties in 4 nationals. But if you want to see the cream of the crop, as Chris is saying, out of our junior field, then you want to watch the finals tomorrow. So thanks a lot for hanging out, Chris.
No worries.
And we will see you around the gym, and we'll see you tomorrow for sure.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Thanks,
All
guys.
Right. Chris Neve, ladies and gentlemen, is running Canada Strong Climbing and 10-year veteran as a national head team coach. So love to get a little bit of insight from these guys. Andrew Wilson was here. He's not in town today, but he also let me in on a lot of inside information about, not inside information, a lot of updates about what's going on the national level. So I'll try and give you, Phil and I'll try and give you some more of that information as we go tomorrow, the conversation I had with Andrew Wilson, the head coach of the program. So, good bit of information from Chris Neve, and we'll get back to the action as we watch Dylan Bokenfour cruise a top out at the start of his round.
C'est Sophie Valence ici, qui était sur le bloc numéro 1, qui s'était rendu pas mal haut, mais c'est ça, il y a un grand mouvement impliquant le pied gauche. Et elle n'a pas été capable de le maîtriser. Alors, il lui reste 1 minute 40 secondes encore dans cette ronde.
Yeah, I think, Xander, I don't think Chris didn't mean all 4 provinces, as in we only have 4 provinces, in 4 provinces, which is 3 more than we normally have for camps. So we are growing. You know, I know that it's tricky for people that live outside of the main centers, but we're trying to get them closer to you, trying to get as much exposure as possible. And, give us another 10 years and maybe we can get a camp in every province.
And we've just seen some good efforts from Raphaël Demers-Lapointe on problem number 4, coming out of Alley Up. Montreal climber. And, yeah, just goes to show this problem number 4 is burly. And just earlier in the Youth A category, we had the BC delegation just,
stormed up that boulder, one after another, really.
Or the BC Bouldering Army.
Yeah.
As we would call it. So,
yeah, a really strong group out of BC right now, as we have discussed. They're doing some really good things and getting the right people in the right place at the right time to put quite a few climbers probably into the final round from that category.
And David Gilbert just
walking away at the end of this 5 minutes.
Yeah, so this is as good a time as any to remind all of you that we are having this fantastic event because of our sponsors. So Mountain Equipment Co-op, North Face, the City of Montreal, On-Site, Simple Volumes, Flashed, La Sportiva, Black Diamond, Digit Climbing, and Mad Rock. Big up to all the sponsors.
Absolutely. The reason why we say it so many times is because we want to let everybody know who's helping us out, and we want to get more sponsors to come in. So we give them an opportunity to get exposure on our live stream, people watching. We grow with more sponsors. We can get you a better live stream every time we do it. Growth is not just about developing athletes. It's not just about developing climbers. It's about developing route setters. It's about exposing gyms to hosting competitions, but it's also about supporting them. So it's about being able to say, yeah, we can do this, and we can provide funding because we have sponsors now at a level that we can not just pay the route setters. We can now bring it out through and get live streams like this. That we're not at a point where we have to charge for live streams yet. So this is great. We're trying to put out the best product, and the sponsors is what makes that possible. So it's going to sound like a broken record when we say thanks to the sponsors, but we should be doing it. We cannot thank them enough. That is, it's a cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason.
And ici, c'est Zachary Mathieu du Délire qui s'est rendu quand même assez haut sur sa première tentative sur le bloc numéro 2. Je ne sais pas s'il y avait nécessairement la bonne séquence en ayant la main droite sur la prise en haut sur le module, mais il a encore du temps pour trouver sa séquence.
Oui. And Alisa Vandepan and Ethan Flynn Pitcher have come out. We're watching Julia Bunko try boulder number 2, and Lisa sticking the first move on boulder number 1. Yeah, shout out to Malik too. Malik doing wonderful things out of the Kingston gym that he manages, and he's done a lot for junior climbers over the few years that he's been involved as well. I mean, there are too many individuals to thank for their contributions to the sport along the way. But you know who they are, so take it upon yourselves to make those shout-outs to them. People that have helped you, people that have helped people in your gym. We are a community.
Yeah, and that's when you see it right here. And you know, we mentioned it earlier on the feed earlier today that you know, you see the parents, you see the coaches, you see the gym owners, the volunteers. All of this is our community, and it's great to have these moments where we all get together because it feels like family. And it feels like there's just a great vibe here, and it's all about development, learning. And that was a sick.
That was ridiculous. Just off camera.
Double dyno
from Alexander White.
And he stuck it for about 3 seconds.
Yep.
Just in a double sort of gassed on campus, which was quite a show of strength.
It was.
It just didn't last that long.
No.
After 3 seconds.
Lisa Van de Pan going for the heel where others has went for the toe. But to be fair, Paige put the heel in and stuck the move. So maybe the heel is the way. I think this is our first top of the round that we might be seeing. That's a good look at how not fantastic the finish hold is. There's no jumping to that.
No.
Lisa Van de Pan in semi-splits, getting it done on boulder number 1.
MC step, really liking that effort from Lisa. Meanwhile, on problem number 3, we've got a double toe hook here from Livia Renault.
And the tricky part about double toe hooks is Ren touching your toes.
Yeah. Something happens with your hips when you try to match with your hand with both your feet.
Exactly. It's all fun and games until you pull both hamstrings at the same time, trying to reach through to match your double toe hooks.
And we've just seen Sean Faulkner on problem number 3, and so those holds aren't getting any less chalked. It's quite the opposite, so wonder how that's going to affect climbers going forward.
Yeah, it's a good point. When they're almost too high to brush, but people have been getting to them a little bit more consistently, you're going to start to see that the slippery factor is going to kick in. Aidan Doyle and Yves Laprise. Aidan Doyle, a big, tall climber out of BC. We'll see when it becomes an advantage and when it might become a disadvantage through this round. But he is definitely one of the taller climbers from this round. David Gilbert here, one of the others.
Yeah, he's pretty tall as well.
As we see Stephanie going for the campus on Boulder 3, just on the left of your screen there, seeing what it feels like to just throw out to that thing. I mean, you kind of want to, right? It's pretty good.
Stephanie here.
Interesting. The left foot is on nothing, just in case you were curious.
And I think she's
going to move to the, and realizing that there is a lot of swing required to get those toes up for sure.
Meanwhile, we have Sophie Valence. Sophie qui est sur le bloc numéro 2. A réussi à mettre son pied gauche là où il le faut, mais habituellement, on arrive à mettre ce pied-là après avoir monté le pied droit un petit peu plus haut sur le volume de départ de la main droite.
Oui. C'est la même chose que Dana Monti t'a fait. C'est à l'air plus facile, mais le moment que tu mets le pied gauche haut comme ça, c'est absolument plus difficile de faire le mouvement comme ça.
Le transfert de poids devient très, très exigeant.
David, no, we were talking about this earlier. They did not do any scheduled brushing breaks for the round. I mean, we're already looking at being in the gym from 8 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night. So maybe they took that into account, even that extra 5 minutes to brush. They just left it up to the climbers to do it. So no, there is no cleaning. They didn't do it between the rounds either or between the age groups. So it's been up to the climbers to clean house keep their housekeeping in order.
Et on voit ici Sophie Valence qui, tu vois, a modifié son approche, a monté son pied droit avant.
Beaucoup meilleur.
Oui, là, elle se trouve en bonne posture.
Faut calmer un peu avant de faire ce mouvement ici.
Faut pas être trop pressé. Il reste 2 minutes 15 secondes.
Meanwhile, just on the left, you just see Caleb popping in and out of frame while he tries to hit that double Gaston dyno. Jody, making me choke on my water. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So Stephanie peeling off on number 3. Here's David.
And I think as long as I watch competitions, I will always be surprised that who sends and doesn't send boulders through the round. So you watch someone send one boulder and you think, well, that's it. That was the hardest one. They're gonna walk through the rest, and then you see them pop off something that you feel they should have done. As much as we want to predict things, it's so specific boulder to boulder on that climber on that day. Even if we think that they've done A, so they should have done B, it's so hard to predict every single time. It makes it fun.
Et là, on voit Eve Laprise du délire qui a réussi le mouvement dynamique, le jeté pour la zone. Et là, s'ensuit la dernière étape, un petit peu plus technique.
Oui. Yves Laprise réussit d'être par la prochaine mouvement.
Dylan Bokenfour here.
Shaking like a leaf, but making progress. Faut être précise avec les pieds ici.
Oui. Oh, that is painfully close.
Just ran out of bicep there. You saw him just sort of fade away from the wall as he was trying to make that last movement. 10 seconds to go.
Is this boulder or whatnot, but it's, as you mentioned a bit earlier, it comes down to how are you able to problem solve it in the 5-minute span where you still have to brush holds, you have to breathe. So you have very little time to get feedback, very few attempts to be, refining beta.
Yep.
And so you have to really find it really quickly and efficiently.
Exactly.
And execute it. So.
And execute, and also put the bad problems out of your mind. So if you've had a failure on boulder 1, boulder 2, something you thought you should have done, you can dwell on it. 5 minutes in the rest chair is all you get to put that problem behind you, or it haunts you through the whole round. And being a good competitor sometimes can get you a place or two ahead of someone who is on paper a better climber than you, but doesn't handle the pressure and the roller coaster that a round like this will deliver.
I've heard that good hockey goalies are the ones that forget the last goal that just went in.
Immediately.
Yeah,
Yep.
and just focus on the puck that's coming, the next shot that's going to come in. And I think that kind of mental approach is exactly what these, young climbers will have to learn to develop in, getting a fresh mindset, a new boulder, new possibilities. And, that's what these are the skills they're developing today.
Exactly. And someone asked earlier this morning whether or not what are good complementary sports for climbing. And I would take that one step further and think that what can we learn from other competitive athletes? So you look at a sport where percentages matter. So you look at a sport like the NBA where people miss about as much as they sink baskets from the field. And you ask the top shooters in the NBA what they do, and they say, well, I just take the next shot. So I might have missed 25 in a row, but I'm not going to miss 26. And if they miss 26, I'm like, well, I'm not going to miss 27. Right? So you need to just, as the saying goes, as we watched Kat Karkner skip a move, not go to the finish, but go to the second last hold, essentially just jump back on and as if it never happened. So I don't care if I fell off 1, 2, 3, I'm going to climb boulder number 4, and you got to come out with that attitude every single time. No, I'm not saying it's easy.
No.
But that's what you gain by being a good competitor, is the ability to just keep coming back for more. You get knocked down, you get back up. I mean, there's 100 sports cliches that fit here.
Right, and it takes, high-quality comps, and a bit of pressure for those lessons to get instilled into these climbers. And so
absolutely,
that's why we're all here today.
It's too easy just at your home gym to get back on and try it again. It's hard to create the pressure of a competition where, you got to have that now or never moment. Kat eyeing up the move to the finish. He's got a minute and change to go. So last time she skipped the right-hand low hold and went straight to that dual texture. I'm not sure why that was a good idea. Maybe she didn't like the idea of this heel hook, but it looks like she's setting up to try it again.
Yeah.
Can't decide. The indecision.
Oh.
Changed her mind about 4 times on that boulder. Lisa Van de Pan, you just saw, just barely coming off the finish of that. And then we got a little bit of success here from Sean Faulkner.
Yeah, he fell off that same spot just a couple of minutes ago. And another member of the bouldering army here that's going to top. Oh!
No, he's not.
Yeah,
he looks upset about it, as you think he would be.
Yeah, he's not going to get that top with 20 seconds to go. Unless he's going to get back up on it right now, and he's going to do it in speed climbing mode.
Lisa Van de Pan, 10 seconds now.
She can do this. Come on, Lisa.
She can do this.
Oh, and there she does it.
Talk about cutting it close. There's that buzzer.
Yeah. And so we got Jordan Skrock and David Trudeau.
Yeah, David, who we mentioned earlier, a couple of years ago was sort of the tall, skinny kid in Youth B, all of a sudden climbing in the junior category as essentially an adult.
Yeah, and doing well in Tour de Bloc.
Absolutely.
So
Aiden Doyle and Yves Laprise are on their second boulder. Dylan Bokenfor and Sophie Valence. And then you have David Gilbert and Stephanie Svakauskas. It's as hard as we're going to get this afternoon. I hope we got that close, Stephanie.
And so we see David Gilbert here really brushing those holds, and I think that's a good strategy, but that's a minute that's been shaved off his attempts.
Yeah, a minute and more.
But that can be an investment.
Yeah, if you think you're only going to try this thing twice, then you might as well take a bit of time at the beginning. So,
Ève Laprise.
Tranquillement sur la bloc numéro 2.
Je pense que Ève réalise que de monter la jambe gauche, ça va être difficile. Et oui, elle décide de descendre.
Sophie Valence avec les 2 pieds sur la tête, mais pas de progrès. So just off camera, David Trudeau flashing boulder number 1. And Brendan Doyle, Aiden Doyle, sorry, doing boulder number 2.
Ah, et on voit ici Ève qui a vraiment modifié son approche sur sa deuxième tentative en montant le pied gauche.
Oh, and I heard it from here, the scream
Yeah.
as she stuck that. Stay with it, Eve.
Jordan here out of the boiler room climbing gym.
Oh, you heard Eve.
Yeah, she was
shrieking coming off the top.
She was so close there, but she's got 2 minutes. I think she knows how to do this.
Yep.
So.
We had everybody on the wall, and then they all fell off within about 2 seconds of each other. Now you got to slow down. I know coming off the last hold, your heart rate gets up. You get a little bit excited. You got to calm down again to be able to do the beginning of this boulder. Now this is by all accounts a hard round. We're into the top
and you know what?
Ish for the women.
We've just seen Dylan Bokenfor fall off number 3. I don't think there's been one male athlete in the junior category to top boulder number 3. We've seen numerous tops from the Youth A category. You know, numerous ones from the BC climbers.
But nobody from the juniors has done it yet.
And David Gilbert on boulder number 4, getting to the zone.
All the brushing has paid off.
Yeah.
But as we've seen, the match might be one of the hardest moves on the top half of this boulder.
Yeah, it definitely is. And
got to stay low, I think, here.
Keep your hips underneath the hold, and he's crimping that volume.
Yeah, working so hard. That's full effort.
Oh, and Eve, la prise. Avec 22 secondes restantes au cadran, réussit son bloc.
Made the same noise she made when she fell off, just a bit louder and with more of a smile.
That's right.
5 seconds to go. That's going to be it for everybody that's currently climbing. All right. Kyle Judge, Sophie Buitendijk, and then Ben Agro and Kat Karkner, Ethan Flynn, Lisa Van de Pan. And then on the last boulder here for the night, Julia Bunko and Zachary Mathieu.
Yeah, if I was Zachary, I would brush that last hold really well.
Yes. You can, from the ground, you can see how bad the last move is going to be, but they all look surprised when they get there.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a it's a heartbreaker finish.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. There's no holds on the top. That volume has almost no texture on it. If you get up close, it's a painted volume, not a textured volume. And there's a thumb catch. And that's it. There's just nothing going on over there for you.
So Ben Agro matching the volume, the zone volume.
Looking pretty strong here.
Oh.
Just sort of missed. There's a crimp screwed into the top of that sloper that gives you a little bit of maybe half a pad of purchase. He just kind of missed it to the left. If he slows that last move down, that'll be probably a pretty clean stick for him. Sophie Buitendijk going toe.
Yeah, we've seen numerous climbers do the toe thing. Seems a bit risky because it increases the pressure in your right palm.
Yeah.
We've seen people skate off or skid off.
Yeah, and although it feels like you need that to push you over, sort of the reverse of number 3 where you need the heel hook to pull you, except it's harder to use. On that one, the toe feels easier to use, but the heel is what you want to keep you in. And as you say, take the pressure off that right palm down Gaston move.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see Lisa Van de Pan because, you know, it's been a while since we've seen some climbers, some female climbers go higher up on boulder number 3. And we've not yet seen a top today on that boulder.
Nope. And nobody from the junior girls round, I think, has done it.
No.
Or has got past the zone at this point. Kat Karkner just coming off on the slab as we move over to Ben, who was so close, didn't rest very long.
Nope.
Less than 30 seconds on the mat
they don't
for a burly boulder.
The same amount of rest that we do, Pete.
I feel they should. when your second attempt is diminishing returns, the inside voice of your coach should be yelling at you, take a longer rest.
1 minute, 50 seconds to go, so.
The most fun people to watch on a comp, if you're in the room, are the route setters and the coaches if you're at a junior comp. So coaches, while they're watching their athletes, do exactly the opposite of what they've been coaching them to do for the last year. And route setters, because they're just
nervous wrecks.
They're nervous, and it's not. We want to make sure to split the difference between being nervous because they want a good show and being nervous because they think that the boulders are getting too many or not enough tops. And just slipping there, Sophie. The route setters want the boulders to be climbed. They want people to see the work they've put in, and they want to split the field. So they do have a lot of responsibility and therefore a lot of pressure. And so far, this weekend, they have done an outstanding job. Really entertaining boulders to watch, which we like, and boulders that are doing their job, which is separating the field, which the comp organizers like.
Yeah, and as was said earlier, they are hard boulders, so a lot of these kids are feeling it, and I think they're learning from this.
Yeah, and as Chris was alluding to, it's an important lesson to learn. This is what it feels like to climb in a round where some of these climbers are of open level ability. So yeah, you might have had 0 tops, but other people topped all 4. So now you know what that gap looks like between your training and their training, and what you need to do to be in competition directly with them, fighting for a spot in the finals.
And 11 seconds to go. Kat Karkner could do this.
Yep, she's got to rush, but be careful about it. 5, 4.
There
3.
we go.
Wow.
And that's perseverance from Kat Karkner.
Absolutely.
Getting her first top of the round, and I think she'll be relieved, but she really went and got that on her own.
I was just about to say that I didn't see the value in that last try, given the number of attempts to that point, and then she proved me wrong by topping the boulder, which is obviously a huge return on that last try investment.
So we've got Yinky Ying on problem number 1 and Man Ellis. Meanwhile, David Trudeau is on boulder number 2. The ultra burly roof problem. We've got Jordan Skrock on problem number 2, the slab for the ladies. We've got Aiden Doyle on problem number 3, which has seen no tops from junior climbers. And on this boulder number 3, it's Eve Laprise.
She's immediately staring down the power move. Sort of looked at it as a bit of a 1-2 punch almost. Oh, strong from David.
Yeah, Dylan Bokenfour. Problem number 4, making quick work to get to the zone.
And showing you how hard it is to use those footholds. David Trudeau.
Two tops for David Trudeau.
2 flashes. Yeah, Alex, us and the camera crew are doing as much as we can to communicate together. There's obviously, you got to make sure that the camera is pointing at what we're talking about. So we might be saying we could pip over to number 4, and it takes a few seconds to get over there. There's a small delay, and then what we're trying to do is also keep you informed about things that are happening off screen. So we can't show you everything. So we're looking at boulder number 3, but we want to let you know that, Aiden, for example, is working at just top number 3 because it's as much information as we can give you. I think we only, we either had a huge wide shot and showed everything. I mean, we've talked about it. We've been working on this kind of stuff for quite a few years, and I know that you want to see everything that we're talking about, but, we try and get as much as we can, and sometimes we are going to talk about things that are off camera because we're fine to watch what's happening on the screen and then want to let you know what's going on elsewhere. For example, Dylan Bokenfour topping this boulder, maybe.
Yeah, it's not over till it's over. And it's over for Dylan because he's matched that with a lot of strength.
And what we got, again, Yinky Ying on boulder number 1.
Yeah,
and she is going to top it. Big
there
smile.
We go. On problem number 4, we have Sophie Valence, but so far it's been a bit of a challenge to get to the zone.
Yeah, absolutely. Aiden Doyle having more trouble than I would have guessed on Boulder 3. And Yves Laprise is definitely the most vocal climber of the round. She's letting everybody know that she's working hard on these problems.
Jordan Skrock here, chalking up.
Yeah, it's the rest that's not a rest. Yves Laprise.
That seems to be the right beta, at least the one that we've seen with the most success.
"30 seconds to go." We got Jordan back up on the slab. Aiden's walked away. 15, enough time. Oh no, just slid off the right side.
Jordan Skrock came painfully close, yeah, to stick in that one. And so we got some new climbers coming out. B. Evans, Mitchell Height. And we've got Ethan Flynn pitcher, Lisa Vandenpan on boulders number 4. Their last of the round, Ben Agro and Kat Kartner on problem 3. And Kyle Judge and Sophie Buitendijk on problem 2.
Interesting, there is a thought here that the audio might be just a bit behind the stream. I'm not sure if that's actually the case, but perhaps that's why you're seeing a bit of a delay, is that there is a delay between the audio side and the video side of the stream. That's something we'll chat with our compatriots here at SportsCanada.TV about and see if that's a thing or if it's an illusion. But it's good feedback. All feedback for us from you guys on the discussion here is good feedback. We just appreciate that people are involved and want to be involved and want to watch the event. So, Kat Kartner going heel to come across.
Yeah, and I think Kat can make some good progress on this boulder.
She's traditionally been a strong finisher at most comps that she ends up in. See if she's got enough gas in the tank to move through these two slopers. This has proved the sticking point to this point.
And she's opting for the toe here, Pete.
Oh, and getting as close as anyone.
Oh, my God.
2 swings.
And she's touching her left heel. She had that firmly wedged in a heel toe.
That was well under there.
Yeah, often scare me. Oh, so this was an alternative beta attempt on boulder number 2 from Sophie, opting to put her left foot up. We've not seen success with that beta so far.
No. You need to be able to basically sort of unset your hip and then put it back on again. Oh, for sure, Alex, if you're in town, by all means, come by and watch the finals live. It is worth it.
Yeah.
The environment will be fantastic in here. That I can assure you.
Yeah, because you're going to get 2 sets of parents, because we're going to have finals for Youth C, B, A, and juniors. So if you thought we had a lot of climbing today, well, there's still a lot more in store for tomorrow.
Exactly.
And
we're going to have 2 categories going at a time in finals. All right, we think that we've synced back to the audio. We've had a look at what was going on, and it should be back on track. So what we're looking at here on boulder number 2.
Then aggro, getting to the zone. We've not seen many competitors in this round, junior round, to get there. We've not seen them have too much success. I'm suspecting it's the holds, perhaps.
Yeah, a little bit of the number of climbers that have been through there, and then maybe that we do remember that some of the Youth A climbers are as good or better than some of the junior climbers. So there's going to be that gap between the age categories. It doesn't always go oldest to youngest in terms of best down to the bottom of the group. Not at all. Some of these younger climbers are definitely able to play with the bigger kids.
And we've just seen Kyle final holds.
Yeah. B. Evans off screen is looking good on boulder 1. 40 seconds to go is enough time if she can keep it
she's
together.
Doing the foot switch.
She's doing that.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. And almost saved it. Almost managed to save that foot switch, which looked hard.
Oh.
Sophie Buitendijk sticking the slab dyno. Good work.
And Kyle Judge getting back at it.
Lisa Vandepan, who's had limited success. 15 seconds, now or never, Lise. Oh my goodness. Not quite enough.
But she topped problem number 1 and 2. Came up a bit short on 3 and 4. So that's a good round for Lisa Vandenpan. I think, not many competitors have topped 2 boulders, so she's got a good, legitimate shot at
I think
finals.
she's probably frustrated coming off, thinking that she needed 3, but we'll see what happens. Sean B, is that Sean Bailey? What are the odds? How many Sean Bs do you think there are? Probably hundreds. Probably hundreds, but if that is Sean Bailey, nice work. U.S. national champion in bouldering this year.
He's been progressing really well on the World Cup circuit as well, both in lead and bouldering. So
yeah, exciting young climber to watch.
Absolutely.
Really good attitude too about competing.
So Eve Laprise ne perd pas de temps, disons, pour se rendre à la prise zone.
Non.
Et
très vocal en tout. Oui.
Et on voit David Trudeau, en fait, sur le bloc numéro 3 des hommes. Et oui, mais on a eu un double top.
David Trudeau.
Et Man Ellis. Man Ellis fait le numéro 2 et David Trudeau le numéro 3. Alors David, officiellement le premier homme à faire ça dans cette ronde junior. On a vu plusieurs athlètes juvéniles A le faire, mais pas de candidat junior encore. Alors bravo à David.
Oui, et assez facilement.
Oui, et il a 3 blocs.
Oui, 3 en 3.
Alors c'est
well established to move himself with quite a few climbers to follow. He's looking strong. Sean Baudouin, not Sean Bailey. Yeah, you take a swing and a miss. Yeah, that was a flash.
He's got Aidan Doyle on number 4. Let's see if that BC power is going to come handy for this boulder.
Bronwyn Carnes sizing up boulder number 1, which there's only 2 left. Bronwyn and Madison Fisher, your last 2 women of the round. And 1 extra man, if memory serves.
So Bronwyn opting for the toe. She looks stable though, but
just as you said that.
Yeah, I know. I've been cursing people.
Yep. So down to the top 2 for the men as well. Finn, who's out there right now, and then we got Zach Richardson.
Yeah, who's on deck. And Yinky Ying here, eyeing up that final move.
Oh, she just missed it left.
Yeah.
The overshoot of all things.
Ève la prise. C'est déjà rendu à la zone sur ce bloc. Saurait-elle répéter l'exploit?
On espère que oui. It's a good look at how bad those 2 foothold volumes are when the climbers cannot even get established on the start holds. 1 minute qui reste. Aidan Doyle, get that big frame up. Helpful here, and then all of a sudden a very small space to put a big man. Looking good. Don't rush it. Lots of time, Aidan. Lots of time. Make sure you get it right.
And we've seen that scenario a couple of times tonight.
There's this panic that sets in when you realize how bad the finish hold is. You feel you got to match it very quickly, and you make rash decisions with your footwork instead of just slowing everything down.
Finn Battersby on problem number 1.
And Bronwyn Carnes, it's a good shot. You see both of these climbers here, see what they can put together on not a lot of time left on the clock. And a few tops from their previous competitors on these boulders. 5 seconds to go. Finn's got time. I don't know that Bronwyn does.
Oh!
Wow.
Does that, he got that just in the nick of time.
1 second to spare.
Wow.
Which is really not enough. If you're looking at time to spare, it's not enough time.
Yeah, and going to take a few seconds to thank our sponsors again. Mountain Equipment Co-op, North Face, La Ville de Montréal, on-site, simple volumes, flashed. La Sportiva, Black Diamond, Digit Climbing, Mad Rock.
Charles, right now it's looking like 2 tops in the youth, in the junior category will get you into finals. There are a few climbers to come. 3 would make it safe, but right now no one's got more than 2.
Yeah, so Zach Richardson is out, Madison Fisher as well. There they are in problem number 1. And yeah, so David Trudeau is...
With the exception of David Trudeau, who's got 3 tops.
He's got 3 tops, but Man Ellis looks like he's on that same kind of sending spree.
And Zach Richardson is a force to be reckoned with.
Right. This we know.
So I think we still got a bit of a delay. People are saying the problem wasn't solved, so we'll see what we can do, but... Oh no! Ben Agro.
Peeling off that. It's painful to watch. We've seen this a couple of times now.
Sophie, well, we might see, I'm going to go right out ahead and say, we might see our first top of the night on this boulder number 3 for the women. That was Sophie Buitendijk on her first attempt, tickling the finish hold.
And B. Evans completely shifting her feet out. She had her left foot out where her left hand is and understood that that was not optimal placement for this this last move.
Got to be committed now.
Twice, right?
You sort of start counting bolt holes, looking at the tape.
That's true. Finding, some form of tick mark, some form of marker.
Toutes les trucs.
Mitchell Height.
And just for the record, we're watching Mitchell here and we're watching Madison, but Sophie Buitendijk is taking a good, strong minute's rest. So she is putting her eggs in the I can do this next try basket.
So Madison also opting for the toe bait on the first boulder.
Ben Agro going double heels. What is that?
Oh my God.
Hips don't do that. Oh my goodness. Just stay low. Oh, he's going to reverse something here.
Oh my God. There's gas in the tank here.
Oh. Elected for a toe.
Kat Karkner gets the zone.
And Sophie letting it run down. Now we're almost 2 minutes rest she's taken. She is absolutely going to go now or never. Sophie Buitendijk. She's full commitment to this try, best try. I'm excited to see this thing get done.
Yeah.
1 minute to go, so.
Climbing confidently up until this point.
This is it. Big wind up. She's changing her mind. Oh, and you saw the left foot just slipped at the most important moment. Oh, look at that face.
15. That's just the amount of early climbs that it's gone 3 times. Final hold, and he's put it all out there.
Sophie, if you watch the replay of the stream, I know you looked disappointed when you came down, but you will figure out that you. So bear with a little bit of lag here and there. The stream's been pretty tight over the course of 8 hours. I mean, going on 10 hours actually. So yeah, there's going to be a few hiccups, and hopefully they're overcomeable. I know that's not a word, but I'm going to use it anyway. Jordan Skrock staring down the barrel of the last hold. Oh. And then David Trudeau swinging around on number 4. While Bronwyn. So David looking human for the first time in the round.
Right. Meanwhile, is Man Ellis going to succeed on boulder number 3?
Yeah, I think so, and that's a flash from BK from Bronwyn Karnas.
Yeah, solid.
That's 2 good, strong flashes is going to put her in good shape right away. And we can catch Man in the middle of your screen there.
He's chasing David Trudeau, and he looks like he's crimping the top of that volume, or at least he wishes he could.
Yeah, it's ill-advised, perhaps.
Yeah.
Jordan Skrock popping back up here. Had one hand on the finish hold and then just not quite able to reel it in for the match.
Yeah, she's looking solid, though.
Gotta make that right foot stick.
Oh, that was closer than the last attempt, but she's still got 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go. And on voit David ici.
With his shoulders above his ears. That can't be good. But hanging on.
Oh.
I feel like he's tall enough. A couple of the guys in this round have gone to that hold before the zone more statically and avoided sort of the double jump to Gaston's. I feel that he's tall enough and either is writing it off or doesn't see it.
Right. I agree with your assessment of his attempts. I think he can smear on that volume where you start with your right hand on.
Yeah, and just go up left hand in more control. But once you read something like that, you're convinced that's the way to do it. Like, it's clearly a jump to double Gaston's. Root setters are now loving this kind of thing, so I'm just going to do it.
So Man eyeing up that final hold.
Yeah, going for the low jump. So we saw a couple guys try that as well before him, electing to jump from low instead of trying to reset on the far side of that zone hold to no success. David Trudeau getting the hometown crowd hyped. He's a block shop athlete.
Here we go, Jordan. Come on. Come on.
End of the round, Jordan.
Oh.
No such luck this time. David Trudeau going a little more statically this time. And then got to make this stick.
Oui.
There you go.
Statique. C'est beau, allez.
20 secondes.
Can he make it 4? Oh, no. And like many a climber this round has been
He's learned.
tricked.
Yep. And learned what the top of that boulder feels like. Robbed even, you might say. You could say robbed. All right, so we're done with boulder number 1. This is it. Last climbers are now on boulder number 2. Zach Richardson and Madison Fisher, your top qualifiers from the junior category. Mitchell Haight, B. Evans, Kyle Judge, Sophie Buitendijk. Closing it out, 2, 3, and 4. So we're getting down to it. If you hung out all the way through, much respect to you. We appreciate you wanting to be involved, wanting to watch. That's why we do it, so that people can watch it. And we hope that we've been entertaining to you. I always want to take a minute. If you're in the Bloc Shop, if you live in Montreal, and you're not here, come by, say hi, say thank you. Thank you for the judges. Thank you for the volunteers. Thank you for everybody running around, pouring coffee, sweeping the floor, vacuuming the mats. Judges and route setters, everybody involved in the comp needs a pat on the back. And then, of course, the CEC officials who are in from out of town and all over the place have been running around trying to keep it all together. And I know we say things like we got a missed running order, but 1 or 2 mistakes over the span of a comp of this size is absolutely understandable and acceptable. So Zach Richardson flashing boulder number 2. And yeah, so I mean, all that to say that the volunteers make it tick, and they're doing a wonderful job, and this has been a really good Youth Bouldering Nationals to this point. So thank you.
So Madison Fisher here is a bit stymied, like many climbers have been on their initial attempts here, doing it maybe in a more straightforward fashion, but perhaps she'll find that other beta where you're going feet out first to the left.
And once you know that you can do the splits, you look for it, right? You're like, oh, I could do the splits here. I can get this high foot. And then you have to decide if that's actually going to give you what you want. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. I myself cannot do the splits, so I never look for it. Saves me a lot of attempts.
But I would pay to see you do the splits, or at least attempt it.
At least attempt it? I don't know that you'd need to maybe drive me to the hospital right after. So if you were agreeing, then I would give it a shot.
And there you go. She's Madison Fisher is doing it the right way. And here's Sophie Buitendijk. Hopefully she can overcome the disappointment of falling on the last move of that really hard boulder number 3.
Yeah, and how much energy did it take from her reserves to try that thing? And she only tried it twice. You get B. Evans, meanwhile, trucking through feet first.
Yeah. Climbing efficiently in this round, B. Evans.
Interesting. That we haven't seen yet, and I don't know how you escape it. You kind of get drawn in by... Oh, just a go. The direct closed hand on nothing. She was just her hand as she was falling away from the boulder.
I want climbers a lot of vibe because how dejected you can feel peeling off those final holds, and we've seen it a lot this round. That's what, you know.
Check out B. Evans here, getting it sorted. Needs to do this block.
Oh,
and just missing the top out. You see Kyle Judge running out of steam at the end of his round. He might have dropped a few places, may or may not have secured his spot in finals. Maybe not enough.
You're gambling with attempts.
You're gambling with 2 and attempts and zones at this point for sure. Everybody brushed for a minute, all 4 of them. Taking their time, and you are looking at the boulder while you're brushing it, right? Your read of the route is while you're brushing it. You do combine those things in an on-site round in semis like this. So you spend your time wisely, and these guys have been competing for years and years and years, and that is one thing they do well, is spend those opening minutes wisely. Man, Ellis.
Looking solid. Really sort of making that move look easy and doing it statically.
Coordination.
Sticking that with ease as well.
Oh my goodness. And meanwhile, we can pull out Bronwyn Karnas. Spicy on all around.
And they're giving it to Man. And are we going to see a
BK. Flash attempt. Oh, and she was just falling away as she started to pull through. But moved through there very efficiently.
And so props to Man Ellis for the way he matched that final hold.
Yeah. Wow. That's a good round. So that third top is 100% necessary. That was very useful. Punching his ticket through till tomorrow. Yinky Ying with the familiar hands on the hips, staring at the boulder like it stole your lunch money. Sometimes that's how it feels. To the clock as the first thing. So that kind of, the body language is that, I fell off, and the first thing I want to do is find out how much time I have to do it again. There's no hang your head. There's no kind of
crossover.
She's sort of, you can tell she's deciding first time left hand, second time right hand, and no more times. 30 seconds left. Finn Battersby also getting no love on boulder number 3.
Which has not been such a loving boulder.
No, it has not.
This round.
No, it has not. And Yinky Ying with 20 seconds. I don't think that's enough time to get to the top of that boulder.
Some boulders are more generous than others.
Yeah, it's true.
More
friendly, more amenable.
In dishing out tops.
Yeah, easier to get along with.
That's right.
Yeah, someone you'd want to take home to mom versus some of these boulders where you think, I would not want to bring that boulder home. It was mean to me, made me bleed.
Disrespected me.
It disrespected me.
Made me look bad.
Exactly.
So.
Tick tock, tick tock. Boulders are on 3 and 4, and that is it.
Yeah,
Zach and Maddie. Mitchell and B. A lot of anxious coaches are also milling around the finish here, doing math, looking up comp season, trying to figure out where their athletes are, how they need to prepare them for tomorrow. Get them fed.
Get them to bed. It starts early tomorrow.
It does. Zach Richardson looking suddenly human on boulder number 3, which has been the great equalizer.
And Madison here campusing it. Okay. No feet required for Madison.
Okay, Maddie Fisher. I see you campusing boulder number 3 where only toe hooks have been successful. Oh. And maybe, just maybe, that campus move steals a bit of gas from the tank. It would have been helpful right there.
Yeah.
Only Maddie knows for sure. But because she was successful, Monty says she'll do it again. Yeah. Why would you switch if it worked for you?
It's, it's how it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And you got 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. So
yeah. Sometimes it's broken, you don't know yet.
This is true.
B sailing around. Keep it together, B Evans. This is an important top. Oh my goodness, looking in control here.
Yes, and she's doing what few climbers have been able to do, is put that left foot up.
Wow.
That was casual.
That was
a tutorial.
And shoulders better than everybody that tried before her, with the exception of a couple of climbers from the Youth A round.
Mitchell
Haight. Not enough, Mitch.
Yeah, we've seen that too many times to count now.
Yeah. Lots of time, though, Mitchell. And Matty, you're going to see the campus there on the back of your screen.
Yeah.
Casual.
So reminding us of Alex Puccio, first Block Shop Open, right?
Yeah.
Campusing in pretty much the same part of the wall.
Yep, in exactly the same part of the wall.
Yeah.
Doing the one-arm reach-through campus move. Madison Fisher making it known that she can bend the pipes.
And interestingly, with 1 minute and 50 seconds to go, we see Zach Richardson having, again, like you mentioned, looking mortal on this problem, which must be really just painful to climb on because of how greased up those volumes are with rubber and chalk. So
absolutely. And he's thinking that, you know what? I should probably try and top everything if I want to get myself into tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, and really, if you think about it, if you slip on 4, having not done 3, all of a sudden you only have 2 tops. So although it looks like you might not be able to do this with 1.5 minutes to go, you absolutely have to put an attempt in here. You need that insurance. Madison Fisher rocking the campus move. That's awesome. That is awesome.
She's not taking no for an answer.
Nope. Just getting a little bit closer. Stick this sloper. Oh. Just needs to keep that heel hook, but I don't know if she's got enough time to do it.
Mitchell's going to be back at it on this final hold.
And he keeps his feet low. That has been the most success, has been the low feet for that match right there. Mitchell, hey, a good round. 3 tops.
And she's just campusing. Amazing. Well, I hope she's still got some in the tank for Boulder number 4.
Absolutely. Ran out of gas, but etched herself a little piece of YBN history by doing what no one else was able or willing to do. Bronwyn Carnes, Finn Battersby, and then there were 4. Oh, there's Tula, who was climbing earlier today, back in an Airbnb somewhere watching the live stream.
Yeah, she's in finals, so she needs to get some rest.
Yeah. Some careful brushing again from these two. You don't see the same ferocious run at the wall from the top end of the junior field here. You see that measured 3 attempts, 4 if absolutely necessary. Looking real measured here. Bronwyn Carnes, super fun to watch climb. Sticks holds with that sort of assurance, you know?
Yeah.
You know when as soon as the hand hits that it's not coming off. Look, that's powerful too. Finn electing for sort of halfway in between the press and the coordination move. He got almost all the way there and then let go. So finals is going to go down tomorrow. We're going to run 2 categories together. Youth B and C are going to start at 9 o'clock in the morning. They're going to run at the same time until about 11:30. And then Youth A and Junior are going to start around 2:30. So those are also live stream times. Of course, we start the round when they start the round. But get up early if you want to watch finals tomorrow morning. Get yourself a coffee. Come see some of these climbers you're watching right now will absolutely be there tomorrow. Bronwyn Carnes, Zach, Madison, and Finn.
There we go.
Making it stick, getting the left foot up, which is the ticket to this last move.
It is.
The volume is just so bad, and that foothold is just so useful.
There we go, Bronwyn Carnes.
Good stuff. Really good round from Bronwyn Carnes, as she would be pleased with.
Meanwhile, Finn getting to that final move.
Feet down low, Finn. What you got? What are you going
got?
to do?
Oh.
Yes. Even with that right leg shaking, that's enough to make it stick.
Power.
Really good stuff.
And there were two.
And then there were two. So about 2 minutes and 30 left from what these guys had left over from their sends of the round. And then we'll be down to two more. And then that's going to do it. So if you got any burning questions on the live stream chat, ask them now, because you are running out of time. It has been a long day here, but really, really, really good work by everybody involved. And thanks to you guys for watching. Tomorrow is going to be kind of the same, kind of different. Finals runs a little bit differently. It's back to IFSC format for finals, which is all the climbers on the same boulder, one after the other. So a little bit different on your screen tomorrow, but we're still going to be running both genders and two groups at the same time. So there'll still be 4 climbers on the wall at all times. And we'll do our best. So we've been psyched to hang out with you guys. P. Woods here, Phil Lantier. Phil, this has been, I mean, now we're 3 comps deep. Block Shop Open twice and a Youth Boulder Nationals. You've been having fun, I'm assuming, as much fun as I've been having?
I've had more fun.
Even more fun.
No, I don't know. We're having a good time.
We
Pete.
are having a good time, and we gotta thank the SportsCanada.TV guys for putting on this kind of show.
The team here.
Really good team, excellent camera work, good facilities up here. We got 5 minutes to go and 2 climbers left. Get a little FaceTime in.
Yeah. Zach Richardson, Madison Fisher. Has she recovered? Is there still gas in the tank?
These are the questions that are about to be answered. If we pull out wide enough, we might be able to see both boulders, which would be all right. Zach Richardson looking real good.
Don't blink, you'll miss it.
Yeah, Zach just ran up, electing for the high heel, though. He
that
gets
was
it.
A funky move.
Yeah, Madison Fisher trying to get the heel up behind. Can she turn it over? Yes.
Static.
1 and 2. That's
2
how
flashes.
you finish a round, with 2 flashes from your last 2 competitors. Zach looked ridiculous all the way through. Madison looked ridiculous all the way through. There's a reason why they came in first place out of the qualifying round. Really fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. So Zach with 3 tops going into finals for sure. And Madison, I think she's going in as well.
Absolutely.
So amazing way to end these semifinals. And this was a full day of climbing, but it's been, you know, the kids, the competitors have been really generous, putting it all out, putting on a good show. The route setting was amazing.
Absolutely. And merci à Bloc Shop
Oui.
pour être l'événement, pour faire l'événement, pour be the host of the event.
Oui, c'est un
My
investissement.
French is not strong enough.
Non,
The
mais
host of the event.
C'est un investissement de la part
Ouais.
de Bloc Shop. Puis Bloc Shop, elle a créé une belle communauté ici. Puis c'est devenu un centre important à Montréal en très peu de temps. Et donc, bravo à eux, bravo à toute l'équipe ici, les ouvreurs. Les ouvreurs, c'est Simon Parton, T'as Loïc Martel-Magnan. T'as également Nicolas Vouyamoz, Nathan Smith. Et t'as aussi Alana Yip.
Ouais. Puis le crew de Bloc Shop qui fait un peu de travail en toute place ici. Running around, picking up holds. So CEC Youth Bouldering Nationals. Guys, we're going to check out one more time MEC, CEC title sponsor. So Mountain Equipment Co-op has been a partner for this season with the CEC for across all events. The event partner here is the North Face. Sponsors from the Ville de Montreal, On-Site, Simple Volumes. Also, you got Flashed and La Sportiva. And then you have Black Diamond, Digit Climbing, and Mad Rock. These guys have been instrumental in putting this thing together. Come back and hang out with us tomorrow. If you thought today was fun, finals is going to be a riot. More boulders, same climbers, more energy, same Pete, same Phil.
That's right. 9 o'clock tomorrow, Eastern Time. We'll get Youth B and C underway, and then at 2:30 is Youth A and Junior Finals. So
absolutely. Come have a coffee with us. Those are Eastern Time, so if you're on the West Coast, you got to get up early, but it's a holiday, so why not, right?
And all the competitors like Tula that are watching us now's the time to get to rest and grow some skin back.
And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. P. Woods.
Philippe, et merci les amis. C'était un réel plaisir. On se revoit demain matin.
We'll see you tomorrow.
When curiosity asks, what's across the street? And monotony says, that's not the plan. Exploration says, it is now.